to go. Seemingly nothing that he can do. And Dallas Empire, they are your Call of Duty League champions.
From a very dominant team, but here we go. Once again, white arrows on mini-map pin down. See the pressure now mounted. Crim, he is slaying it. Lives out. 1, 3, 4. Ellie with another fist. Gets it done.
Hey guys, welcome back to another co-stream here. It's Astro. I'm here with FeLo. Today we got the boys facing off against the Minnesota RØKKR. Should be a pretty good matchup. RØKKR's one of those teams that doesn't lay over and just die, so we're going to have to do some work against them. FeLo, tell me a little bit about how the guys are feeling maybe and how you're feeling about this matchup.
So first off, how's everyone doing today? We have a really good match today. You guys obviously got to see a nice little warm-up against Seattle Surge for the first match. Minnesota, I don't think, kind of like what Stro said, they're not going to go down without fighting as easily. Minnesota, they got a little bit more fight in them. The key part of this matchup, I think, is mainly going to be the S&Ds. I think the Empire boys, by far, they got the pacing for respawns just blown out of the water. So I don't think respawn's going to be much of a problem in this series. As long as they come out in the map 2 and secure the search, I think it'll be a pretty steady series. Pretty easy on the guys.
Yeah, well, we have some crazy weather here today in Dallas. So, FeLo and I are not in the HQ, or I've been co-streaming out of the HQ. Right now, I'm out of my home office, so I'm here at my house. So it's a little different today. I might be a little fuzzy, or my quality might not be so good on the stream, but. It's snowing outside in Texas, which is crazy. And I see a ton of snow just blowing off my roof right now.
An anomaly.
So we're facing off against Minnesota, who I think they might have the coldest location in the Call of Duty League for any team. I don't think it's close, right?
Weather check.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got this.
It's -20 is what
Negative
our producer is
20?
saying. Yeah.
Oh
So,
my, jeez.
yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I don't know how those guys do it up there.
Their
I
apparel
need
has
to
to
get
be
Liz up
sewed
there.
in with organic bear fur or something. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, it's got to
Yeah.
be cold.
Yeah, but for today, I think our guys are feeling all right, pretty good. I think the cold weather won't affect us too much. I think everybody's kind of ready to go and close out the week with a big 2-0
Yeah.
in terms of our match wins. So I'm excited for the game. I'm trying to check over here and see what's going on with London and Seattle.
Game
What
5, London and Seattle.
No,
Game
game
5.
5. Uh-oh, reverse
Yep.
sweep incoming.
Yep.
Godmos is playing hot. Looks like he's kind of cooled down a little bit now.
Yeah, dude, Control, it's just like in a lot of other games that have had CTF is that third mode. Control is just such a swing mode. Like I remember in World War II, when CTF was a thing, there was like a statistic that when a team won their CTF, 21 of 23 of the series, they won the series. And CTF's only one out of 5 of the maps, you know? So it's like in 90% of those series that a team's winning CTF, they're winning the whole series. I don't know what the exact control statistic is like, but just such a swing game mode. They got London back in the series. Now they got the momentum, 2 maps straight, game 5. Like they start off hot here. They can hit that reverse sweep.
Yeah, I know Seattle really wants this one after we took them down 3-0. I mean, they definitely want to come out with a victory here. Try to go 1-on-1 on the week.
Yeah.
They obviously were able to get the first 2 maps here, so you'd want to think that they'd close it out, but we'll see how it goes. So you and I can maybe just talk a little bit about this match too while it's kind of happening, just because we're starting co-stream a little early, and we don't have our matchup going quite just yet. So we can talk a little bit about our team and what we have going on. But we also can maybe commentate a little bit about what's going on in the Seattle Surge and London Royal Ravens game. But let's talk about that first matchup that we had against Seattle. Pretty clean 3-0 from the boys. I was looking at statistics. Hook popped off, man. I mean, good God. He had like a match 1.68.
He was playing pubs, man. He was playing pubs. It was, it's the respawn. It's the pacing, man. Like, when you're playing against a team that is, 1, working together, and 2, is playing at that fast of a pace while working together constantly, you feel like you have to kill 2 waves of people every single time to get some type of control on the map. Whereas the other team, they feel like when they kill you once, you're in the worst trap of your life. You're like fighting to get out of it, and you're just playing from behind. And that was literally the summary of that series, man. Like in both the respawns, Dallas the guys just look so far ahead. They just look like they controlled the pace and the tempo of the whole game. The S&Ds, it's throughout the whole year. That's what they're gonna have to be consistent on. That's what they're gonna have to constantly revamp. Maybe change up their map vetoes throughout the year with it. You have to see how it evolves and what teams are bringing competition in which game modes. But the Seattle series, the Seattle's definitely shown a lot more fight against this London Royal Ravens team. Like, by no means is London Royal Ravens like a pushover team. Like, in scrims the past few weeks, they have been playing very well. Like, towards the top of the middle pack of teams, most definitely. So, the fact that Seattle came out 2-0, you can definitely tell these guys don't want to go 0-2 on the week. That's the last thing these guys want to do. So I'm excited for this game 5.
Yeah, and looking at the screen right here, you can see our stage 1 matchups right now on our schedule for the month of February. We have the RØKKR again today, which we're about to co-stream on here in a few minutes. You got the London Royal Ravens. So as you talk about London being a pretty tough opponent, I mean we have a decently tough schedule here in February. So London's going to be another team that we have to look out for and prepare for. That'll be next Saturday, I believe, at 2:00 Central Time. Then the following week we have New York and LA Thieves. So again, to close out our February, not, I wouldn't say the biggest pushover matchups. I mean, New York looks like they're struggling just a little bit, but we're still gonna have to prep for these games and be prepared. So the boys are gonna have to be on their gunny.
Yeah, New York, they're a team. They've had like a lot of just like, I would say, really weird complications this year. Getting a roster together and getting one that I'd say feels comfortable with all those players. And judging from the match yesterday, they have potential. They really do. They really do. But the thing about a team that isn't closing out maps is there's two different scenarios. You can either be the team that's not closing out maps, and we're a new team, we'll get it together, and then you start seeing that ice throughout the games. Or you're going to be one of those teams where, okay, we just choked 3 straight maps. This is concerning. And then, over the next duration of the few weeks, they can't improve on that, improve on that ice, And it's a hard thing to get. You don't just magically wake up one day and say, all right, we're going to start clutching all the 5-5s. We're going to start winning all the controls. We're going to start winning all the last rotations, That's an intangible right there. So if they can improve on that, I think they have a lot of potential. Then heading into that next week, you have the LA Thieves. They're an interesting one, man. They're very hot and cold. So that would be the team I'd watch out for the most out of this whole division if I were the guys, to be honest. Is that LA Thieves team, they play with a lot of passion, they play with a lot of pride. You never know what team you're going to get out of them. So I think when they play the boys, it'll be a really good series. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, it is Valentine's Day, and so you saw a little bit of love there from Crimsix. Hilarious. If you were a ring, you would be mine.
Which one? Which one? He has a 12.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm reading the chat here a little bit. I'm just gonna scroll through here. That was a sweet W against Seattle, commented by America Hall. Yes, it was. A couple Let's Go Empires. Oh, I'm feeling this FeLo commentary. So there you go, FeLo. Making an impact on the co-stream. Love for the chat in the Empire from Arizona. Much love, much love. What up, Hastro? What up, Shadow? Send a shout out to New Jersey. Long time NV fan here, I guess is what you're trying to say. Yep. Thanks, Shadow. Shout out to Shadow from New Jersey. Let's see here. A couple other comments in the chat. We'll read it from time to time as we get things started here in a little bit. We've got about 75 viewers right now. I'm sure a lot of people are still watching the Seattle and London game at the moment. You can pull that up in a second browser and stick with us here. But yeah, you can see our Discord. We're having a little Discord watch party in the Discord for every game. So definitely go check that out. It's discord.gg/Dallas Empire. There's a big shout out to the Discord crew. I always see lots of messages coming in during the matches. So much love to everybody on Discord following in the Empire. That's good stuff right there. I'll join you guys in the chat whenever I'm not co-streaming on certain weeks. So
same, don't worry, I'm gonna start getting in there too.
Yeah, it's always fun to jump in on the Empire Discord and have a chat.
For sure.
Like a good few people in there are talking some Call of Duty.
It's always good to pick some minds about some Call of Duty.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, let's talk about Minnesota. Let's talk about our opponent a little bit more. Who do you think is the big threat over there? Is it Priesta? Yeah,
Priesta. Granted it's 8, so you can take it with like a little bit of a grain of salt. But like, out of anyone on that team, he's just like the mega X factor. When he's playing really well, popping pieces, playing quick, just doing his thing, like that team is really good. You saw it last year on FaZe, and anytime they kind of, had those little cold streaks against you guys, usually Preston or, Mike maybe weren't stepping up to the, their fullest of their ability. Now, will this team suit them better? Personally, I don't know. We're going to have to see. It's going to take some time to see. But overall, their biggest thing, I would say, is probably pacing. You have Preston, very fast player. You have Major Maniac, traditionally an AR player. You have Lamar, traditionally an AR player. You have Attach. When I teamed with him, he ran an AR, So it's like you have people that have like in that AR background, and then you have Preston, who is this incredibly fast sub. So, getting their teamwork and their pacing figured out is probably one of their biggest concerns. But overall, they're a pretty good team. Like I said, I already preached this, but their S&D is really good. That's going to probably be their strong suit all year. It's probably going to be keeping them in series, But yeah, I mean, if they can just extend some series, get better at their respawns, they're a scary team as well. A lot of these middle pack teams, they're just like 1 or 2 elements away, from, being a little bit more complete.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're kind of can't stress enough. I mean, coming over here from operating the team and running the team, this is one of those matchups that you have to go into and make sure the team's focused up on. You can't lose sight of your focus, because a team like this can punish us. So we want to make sure we go into the match and just take care of business and play our game and make sure we're focused up, because if our team just loses any kind of focus here, it's a door that we can open up for a team like Minnesota to come in and steal one from us. So
That's
early on the season.
yeah.
We want to make sure we're at that peak performance and peak focus.
Yeah, that's the thing about this group that I would mainly focus on if I were the guys is just, you don't have your FaZe or your Florida in this group that, obviously have been, pretty good tough top rivals. And it's like, you can't take any of these matches any less serious, obviously, but you have to make sure you go in these matches, whether it's the last place team or the second place team, with the same exact mindset, which I'm sure they all do. But that's just if they just keep their focus and keep their clarity throughout all these series, I think they'll be fine. That's the biggest part of this group with all these teams. You have a lot of those middle pack teams,
I keep looking outside. If you see my eyes like keep going this way, it's because I have my windows open and it's like a blizzard outside. It's like a snow globe.
You don't get those. You don't get those often, man.
Yeah,
you don't get those often.
So anytime that happens, I'm going to be, staring outside, checking it out. So if you're in Dallas, good gosh, it's snowing like crazy right now. It's wild.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't mess up the internet, man. Hopefully everyone's fiber is still hitting today.
Yeah. Yep.
Otherwise, everyone's blaming snow. All right, you heard it here first.
Yeah, it's so weird looking out there right now. It's like you'll get this big gust, and it's like a snow globe going crazy, and then a second later, everything's just floating. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys just get some like really warm weather after like all this snow hits and like it just melts really quick. Because the worst part is when it snows a lot and then it's cold for the next week and none of it melts and you're just like, oh man, it's just sitting there.
That's so I've lived in a couple places with a lot of snow in the past, so I'm used to it. But that is definitely the worst when the snow just sticks around for like 2 weeks after.
That's how it is here right now. It snowed like a week ago, and there's still so much snow outside. I'm like, can we just have like just one decent day where it just melts it all,
Mm-hmm.
Get it out of here.
It'll happen though. It won't last long here. I think I'll give it a week max.
Yeah.
You
guys aren't known for your winters, right?
Yeah. The winter down here is typically pretty mild, and we get some 60-degree days in the winter, so all good. So yeah, all right, Rambo
Game
Ray.
5.
Oh, yep, we got game 5 starting up here.
Seattle's up 2-1. Seattle started off up 2-0, so I mean they had to come out with some fire this map. Yeah, they had to come out with some fire.
I hope Seattle wins this. They deserve it. They had those first couple games. I mean, we smoked them pretty hard. So
that's a tough first match for them,
Yeah, it is. It's like
that is
right off the rip, and I want to see them do well. They had a 2-0 start here. I'd like to see those guys get a little spark.
This will give them some fight. I agree. It would be good. I want to see the most competitive league possible. That's my wish. That's my goal here. So I'd love to see them pull out a win here.
Yeah,
that's a good setup.
Man. I got the weekend yawning going on here. Ooh, that was a big kill there by Parasite.
They had a nice setup there.
Yep. So
you're not getting both.
We'll try to keep you guys updated on this matchup here. It looks like it's going to be 2-2. And this S&D is 3v1. Yep, London just closed that out. So 2-2 right now in the Search and Destroy Game 5 for London and Seattle. We're just waiting on those guys to finish up so we can get started with our matchup. Got a good viewership today already. 86,000 watching the main stream right now. You got Optic FaZe headlining the matchup after hours. That's going to be a huge one. So
that's the final match today.
This is busting 100K easy on the viewership today for sure. 100%. So COD League off to a great start. I've been talking about it for a while. I think this is going to be the most exciting league in all of esports this year. And
dude, it definitely has the potential. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
With 100 Thieves joining up in the league, all the big names are in right now. We're going for that repeat championship W. We'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah, dude, Treyarch year.
A lot of good stories.
Yeah, Treyarch year, amazing franchises, a lot of great players. Everything is just kind of like I feel like coming together for the league this year. Broadcast I think has been fantastic. I haven't really seen any like really errors or anything that I would say compared to last year that I would change. Their keys to victory have gotten way better. Everything on the broadcast is really clear. Codcaster is really good this year, so shout out to Treyarch on that one.
Yeah, man, it's easy to forget that, we're still going through this global pandemic,
Yeah.
And we're all having to like remotely do things online, and it's really difficult. So, have some patience. Hope you guys still have a lot of patience out there for the league and what's going on. I mean, it's super challenging
the league has tackled the hardest problem in mankind, and it's making online Call of Duty as fair as possible. They're faced with the hardest challenge of all, and they're doing a pretty good job at it. So, tip my hat to that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Online COD is a harsh environment, so
It is, man, and just running the broadcasts and all the stuff that the players have to go through. It's just this huge task. So much love to all the fans out there. Much love to you guys who are just positive and keep supporting the league and what we're trying to do. It's definitely been an awesome start. I cannot wait to hold live events. I was tweeting about it yesterday. When we start holding live home games here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and in North Texas, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're
dude,
going to pack the
the
house.
events are going to be crazy.
Yeah,
they're going to be insane.
Call of Duty
They're gonna
events
be
have
actually
always been
insane.
really good, but I just think we're going to take it to the next level. That whole fan experience.
Dude,
I know all of us in Dallas are looking forward to it at NV Gaming.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many friends I had even last year that had tickets planned to go to your guys' home series and all these other home series, and then obviously the pandemic happened and they couldn't. But it was like there were so many people that have told me, "Oh yeah, I've never been to an event," or I don't really know what I'm about to get myself into, but I'm going. And to see that many new people want to start coming to these events and taking them part, it's crazy. These are like casual people that are just starting to follow and stuff. So it shows you kind of where everything's going and the direction everything's heading in.
Yeah, totally. So we're going to give an update here. 3-2 in favor of Seattle Surge. London has the bomb down here in round 6. And it looks like
Seattle
gonna
win.
get that defeat. So
4-2.
4-2 in favor of Seattle now in this game 5. Going to be interesting here. See if they can close.
What's a big round? This round right here for London is huge. This is that 5-2 or the 4-3. That round is big. That round is big. It's a checkmate or round for round.
Man, viewership still going up. 89,000 now just in the last couple minutes. So just us talking, another 3,000 people jumping in.
Viewership from last year to this year has gotten a lot better, like a lot
yeah,
better.
It's crazy. And we played the grand final of the championship. It was the most watched Call of Duty esports match of all time, which is pretty nuts. Like
that's insane, dude.
Viewers, and I really think we're going to keep building on that year after year. I really think this year will shatter that. So looking forward to it, man. This is just too much fun, and I hope we can actually play champs live this year. Sounds like there's a lot of positive news coming out about COVID and numbers going down, vaccines starting to work. I'm really excited to
I think things are finally
humanity kill this thing.
Yeah, I think things are finally starting to. I'm not gonna say align, but things are finally starting to get in the things are starting to weigh themselves out a little bit.
Yeah, it's
hopefully
a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I mean, that's what I just really want to be able to hold our live events again and have everybody in the same arena cheering for some competitive Call of Duty and watching competitive COD and all the other games that we're involved in. Man, I cannot wait for that again. I miss it, and I don't think we'll take it for granted either. I think people are going to be.
Oh, dude, I definitely took it for granted.
Have fun. Right?
I definitely took it for granted because even just coming down to Dallas, that was my first time traveling, and I'd say about a year around. And even just leaving the house and traveling again, I was like, oh my god, I've missed this. Granted, you have to take a lot more precautions. You have to be a lot more aware of what you're touching, where you're going to be, who you're interacting with. But all in all, it just feels great to actually get out again, and I can't imagine actually playing at an event again with all these people, and the energy behind that is crazy. So hopefully by the end of this year, we maybe do get something.
Yeah, so some people in the chat are asking when is our match going to start. So directly, it'll probably be, I'm assuming maybe 15-20 minutes following the London Royal Ravens versus Seattle Surge matchup that's going on right now.
5-2 Seattle right now.
And it's 5-2 Seattle. So looks like this one might get closed up soon. I would hate for the Seattle guys to lose this one, being up 5-2.
Dude, I don't want to say these words, but they were up 5-2 first match.
They were, yeah. They were up.
Maybe it was 5-3. But it was close to this. It was close. Don't count them out yet.
Yeah, they got to close this one out. So they're getting ready to start this round number 8.
Yeah, I'm assuming maybe 10 minutes. After this match, they should
and we'll probably cut it over to the main broadcast for a little bit as well, so you guys don't miss any of the pregame action there on the main broadcast. So FeLo and I you can still stay here and watch the beginning of the main broadcast there, and the
intro
from the desk and the intro to our matchup. London looks like they're attacking the bomb site here on offense. Seattle's kind of starting to stack over here on this A bomb site, so I don't know. This one's going to come down to the wire, but it looks like Seattle's got a pretty decent read on this.
Ooh, Alex got out alive. That's big. Okay.
All right.
Octane. Oh, Octane. Looney too. All up to Haggy. 1v2. 1v1. Haggy versus Pristini for the marbles. Oh my god.
You're
Can
ahead of
Haggy
me.
do it? Oh my, I'm so sorry. I'm spoiling.
Yeah, you are spoiling.
Oh my god, and Haggy turns on him. Oh my god. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yo, Chad, I got you guys. I got him. Gotta keep him honest.
Did Seattle close that out?
Seattle closed it out. Yep.
Okay, good
Pristini
deal.
won the 1v1.
So Seattle coming away 1-1 on the week. That's good. Up on your screen again. We'll mention one more time. Join our Discord, discord.gg/Dallas Empire. Lots of people watch the matches in there, talk about the team on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you go do that. Looks like we're getting ready to get teed up for our match here in a second. So I'm not sure what else we can really talk about right now, leading up to it.
You want to talk about the optic?
Questions.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay, so in scrims, what's kind of like the mood of the team right now? Like, what would you do? I mean, I sit in the scrims too sometimes, but
yeah,
what would you say is kind of like the how does the team kind of act when we're in scrims and we're playing in practice?
Just amazing energy, bro. Like they're a team, you know. They're not just 4 people, 5. You know, I'm gonna include Ray in this. Obviously, they're not just 5 people that are just playing, right? They have amazing chemistry. They literally have fun when they're playing. And when you're having fun, on top of smoking everyone, that's when you get your best. That's when you get your best team, man. That's when everyone's at their best self, best version. And literally, they just have fun. Like every time I watch their scrims, it's not dull. They're not just calling out like weak or let's go new. Like they're sitting there messing around with each other, having a good time while they're smoking everyone, you know. And then on top of that, you know, even after they have one of these really good maps where maybe other teams wouldn't take anything from it, you still hear Crim bringing in things when they're winning 250 to 98. They're still talking about things. Ray's still bringing up a few things like, "Yo, Kyler, you should have stayed down here, and you know, Ender would have been able to help you." Like, and then they bring up the situation, and then you see it, and then you know you learn from it. So they do a very good job of just, I'd say, staying proactive and in good spirits.
Yeah. So that's one thing that, you know, we kind of preach from the beginning is just, you know, have fun, stay focused as a team. And you know, I think that's one of the things that the guys who actually, I haven't even really had to step in at any moment. And, you know, most teams that we've had in the past have had to do that on. Excuse me, it's cold.
Ooh, bless you. You're good.
Yeah.
Those Texas allergies are brutal.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, I mean, I've never had to like really step in with this team and calm people down. I mean, that happens pretty much with every single team I've had in the past in Call of Duty esports history. So
yeah, there's
you know,
always like that one little intervention.
There's a ton of love, I think, between the players on our team right now, and the vibes are good. So everybody feels good about heading into the season and wearing rings this time around and trying to get another one. So I would say we're pretty focused up, and the vibe of the team is really good. Communication's always there, and like you said, even when we're winning games, players aren't afraid to step up and say, you know, what can we fix, you know, and talk about the things that went wrong, even in games that we win big in. So that's been my I would say my sermon for a long time, is just keep making progress no matter what, even if we're on top. There's always something that we can improve on, and if we keep improving and other teams keep improving too, we're still at the top, because
you're still ahead.
Yeah, we're still ahead. We stay ahead as long as we keep improving at the top. Then other teams are forced to have to work much harder. So I feel good about what we're doing.
They just have very good accountability, and they're very honest with each other. Like those are just like 2 like really big, I'd say, cornerstones of you know, a team environment. Is just 1, holding everyone accountable, and then 2, you got to be able to be honest with these people. Like I don't care if they're your best friend or if you just met this guy. Like if you guys don't have that transparency between each other, and you're not able to talk to each other and be honest with each other, then you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna be able to have like a constructive conversation with each other. And every single one of these guys on this team can literally sit and have a conversation about anything to each other, about anything, and they can come to an ultimatum together, you know. And that's what's really important.
Yeah. Crim doesn't shy away, and when Clay was with us too, it was those 2 guys as veteran players would definitely tell the young guys when they were doing something wrong. And you know what, the young guys do it too now. You know, that's like they've already rubbed off on our young guns. And so I'll hear Shotzi like, be very vocal and say like, we shouldn't have done that. Like, you should not have done that to Krim, or
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
it's probably crazy to hear too, because you obviously saw these guys first coming in.
it
And,
wasn't like
and
that in the
yeah,
beginning. Yeah,
yeah,
like Ant was so quiet, and now he's just like always willing to open up, always willing to, talk about the team's mistakes or what we should have done better. I mean, you heard him even in the listen-ins during the World Championship match versus FaZe. Ant was like shot calling S&D rounds, and wasn't
yeah.
afraid to do that, which I love.
The confidence, right?
He
It
was
takes that
making
confidence.
crazy good calls too. I mean, his calls
Mhm.
against FaZe and the listen-ins were just, well, they weren't listen-ins. I was in there listening to the team.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Personal listening.
in the team speak. Yeah, I was able to listen to everything we were doing, and Ant's shot calling was just like on point during those S&Ds. I mean, ridiculously good. So
Oh, I mean, and dude, they're still so young. They still have. I know it's kind of cliche to say, but they have a lot to learn. They're only gonna learn more of these concepts. They're only gonna learn more of the intangibles. They're probably only going to get better as players as well. So it's like there's a lot of time to learn, a lot of time to improve. A lot of room, which is scary to think about. Which is really scary to think about, right?
Yep, I'm heading back to our chat right now. Gonna see what you guys are talking about in here.
I'm looking at these groups. So that 100 Thieves match is going to be pretty big. They're 2-0 currently. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, when do we play them? It's not next week, right?
It's the last week of this month.
Third week.
Yeah.
It's like the 26th or 28th, something like that.
There you go. 28.
There it is. 28.
26th is the subliners. Yep. That'll be a good weekend of matches right there. That'll be a good weekend to get some nice momentum. Subliners, LA Thieves.
Those are the cool guys. Those the teams, Thieves and the subliners with all their cool merchandise and apparel.
All the hoodies.
We're gonna have to show them how cool it is to actually win games.
Maybe send them some hoodies after.
Thieves are winning though. I can't hate on Thieves. They got a good team there. Good.
Yeah, since it snowed here, you guys may have to get some Empire scarves made now. You guys fit the brand now.
Yeah, we might have to do that. We had
I'd rock
Dallas
some
Fuel
Empire
scarves that were really nice, man. We had some
Really?
Dallas Fuel scarves and some Envy scarves that were awesome. Hopefully we can bring those back. And we had some really nice socks as well, big warm socks that I really liked. So the Dallas Fuel gear, like in the first season or second season, was awesome. Oh, Shotzi with the Valentine. I would slide cancel into your heart. I mean, that's a little much.
His slide cancels are vicious. I must say, his slide cancels are vicious. I actually played him in 8s the other day. They were vicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They were.
Shotzi can slide cancel snap on people like no other. I mean, it's just period.
Oh, they're the reason I started using Xbox One sticks for a little while. Yeah, back in the day. I played fun fact, story time. I played Shotzi in before he played Halo. He was 16 years old. We were playing Black Ops 3. It was me and Nagafin. We were just playing like a random like wager match, S&D. And we played this guy named Shotzi, and this was before he blew up, before anyone knew who he was. He first started playing COD. And he destroyed us, and I was like, wow, this guy's got to be keyboarding, because that was a thing back in the day. I was like, this guy's got to be keyboarding. No way. Anyways, gave him the win. I was like, whatever. Fast forward like 4 months, he was on Splice, and they were beating Frosty & Co., CLG. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's nasty. This is the kid I played in the wager.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, fast forward, it's just crazy in hindsight to look back at it,
Yeah, I'm trying to think like back in my playing days, like if there was somebody like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of like, well, there was a player named Assassin. I don't know if he's still around, but and if you guys know who Fear Assassin was, but back then he was L2K Assassin, and like I remember playing against him in like just like pub games, and it was just like this is like Call of Duty 2 and 3. And I was like, this kid is nasty. I was like, I can't, I was just one of the better players in the world, and I was like, I cannot kill this kid. He's so good. And then like I started playing like back then we called them clan matches.
Yeah, no, I remember him. Yeah, I remember him on COD 4. He was really good. Really good.
So I played him in clan matches, and like his team was just probably best team in Call of Duty 3. And then ended up teaming with him in Call of Duty 4 when we built a team called Unreal Talent. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, man. Like he was a player that was just high level skill for probably about 3 or 4 years, of just complete dominance in Call of Duty, or one of the best players. And I think we're going to see that out of Shotzi too. And
there's the KDs right here on the main broadcast. Hugh had a 1.68.
Yeah, that was a big game. Big match out of Hook. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, for some reason, like when I think of like all the old COD titles and back to the COD 4 days, I always have like a striking memory of Black Ops 1 for competitive for some reason. Like I loved COD 4. I probably played it more than Black Ops 1 to be honest, but when it comes to like competitive back in the day, Black Ops 1 just strikes like such a remembrance for me. I don't really know why, but I remember a lot of the teams from Black Ops 1. It was so I just remember being like 13, 14 and like paying attention and keeping track with all of it, and it was just so fun. That's kind of
Yeah.
probably what originally got me in love with all the competitive stuff.
Well, you saw there we have three of the top 5 KDs in the league coming into the day. So let's head over to the main broadcast as we get prepared to catch our match here with RØKKR. We'll be right back after you guys check out the pregame. See you soon.
We'll have to wait and see. We're going to go to a quick break right now, but when we come back, I'm going to be speaking to the AR god that, of course, is Octane from Seattle Surge and find out how he felt about the 240Hz gunless that we saw in that last map.
Okay. So they went to a little break over there on the main broadcast. So we'll just bring it right back. But yeah, I was saying right before we left that we have 3 of the top 5 KDs on the team going into today, and you saw Ender there was still in the top 20. But I said this last co-stream. Ender is probably not going to have the absolute best KD on our team, not because he isn't one of the best players in the league. He absolutely is. In my opinion, he's the best utility man in the league. I mean, that
amazing gap filler, bro. Amazing gap filler.
Utility guy. He's the guy that does the dirty work. So he's not going to have that top KD, but he's going to be doing the things that actually win championships for our team. So I'll do whatever it takes. Be mine. That's why his Valentine is like that, right? He'll do whatever it takes. He's that guy. I can't gas up Ender enough, man. I mean, the guy will literally do whatever it takes. He doesn't care that his KD isn't one of the best in the league, but the reason why some of the other players on our team are able to produce stats like that are because Ender is making those plays and communicating and shouting out what he needs to shout out in communication to make it all happen. So
his routes are amazing. He takes anytime he spawns up, he knows exactly where he needs to fill in with his AR. His team shots amazing. His entries really good. Like anytime it comes down to if it ever comes down to this 230 hard point and you have that one break and you need that one break, I promise you Ender will find that first pick. He knows how to break down setups really well, and that's where that S&D background comes in so well. You just like your map awareness, right? Your map awareness can just be that next tier, and that's what he has. And going back to what you said about KDs, if Ender, he could drop a 1.4, a 1.3, but they probably wouldn't be as good if he did. Like him taking that back seat and him doing what he needs to do, that is what wins them games. Truthfully, it is. It's what allows the other people to do what they're doing on the map, right? It lets Kyler and Ant just run around and literally cause chaos.
Ender does a lot of stuff like he's kind of like scouting out positions for us and certain game
a lot
modes.
Of information.
He's really like just being a nuisance and drawing a ton of like what he does really well, I think, is just he draws a lot of attention on the map to him, which means he's going to be in a lot of 1v2 situations himself on the map, so his KD is not going to reflect. He's going to get pinned down a lot, but what he does is he draws that attention, then communicates, where that attention's coming from, so that his teammates can
work around it,
and get those shots in the side or the back of those players that are pinning him down, right? And he stays alive long enough and allows our teammates to get those kills, pick up those kills, and half the time he actually makes it out alive as well. And so you'll see him without huge kill totals. You'll see him like where he's even, you'll be 15 and 15 in a hard point or something, and it's like, there are people, we have players on our team dropping 30 bombs and he's 15 and 15, but that 15 and 15 is the biggest difference of, buying all that time for our team and drawing all that attention. And so, I think
it's about like
we need
that
to pay attention
presence.
to that. Yeah.
It's about that presence on the map, and you understand it more as a player when you play against those people. You're like, no matter where I spawn or where I go, I'm running into this guy, right? And when that happens, the person you're playing against has very good map awareness. They know their timings, they know where they need to be, their positioning is really well, and those are like just really key elements of a player, especially in this game running an AR that Ender definitely most definitely has down.
Yeah.
They just have really good roles, if that makes sense. Like their play style is just all meshed very well together, which you can sit and change teammates all day, every week, and that is sometimes impossible to find. That's probably what every COD League team struggles with the most. It's not, putting together the best 4 players. It's putting together the best 4 players that can all get along and have the best dynamic together. And that's what you guys have, which is so amazing, right? It's so rare.
Yeah, I see some people talking about merch in the chat. I'm wearing, this is last season's, I think, is this last season or is this season? Hold on. I think this is some of last season's gear, but I just cracked it open last night. Like I had never worn this, and I saw the tag on it, and I think the league made these for us last year, and I just never popped it open. But you definitely go check out some of our gear right now. Corey, I don't know if you have a card for that, but we can throw something up on the stream real quick, let everybody know where they can get some gear. Oh, we have a little video. Yeah. So we dropped some new apparel this past week, so we'll run that video real quick and let you guys check it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little video. It was a lot of fun to shoot that in the office with everybody. We had a good time, and hope you guys enjoy the Empire gear this year. We have plenty more coming too, so don't miss out on any of it. All right, guys. So we're gonna head back over to the main broadcast, and FeLo and I will join you guys here soon as our match is getting ready to start up. So we'll cut it over to the main broadcast, and we'll catch you here in a bit.
Later, dude.
Delivers victory to the deserving and rewards the devoted. For when your time comes, there is only one option. Enter the arena. Fight for the call.
Hello, welcome back to the Call of Duty League opening weekend. Maven here, joined by Joe, and we've got a big one. Empire versus RØKKR. I'm excited for this. 2 very good teams. It's been a weird day for me, Joe, though. I woke up. I live in Texas. It should be warm. I told you it was cold yesterday. I woke up to snow everywhere, all over the ground. It's very weird.
No, there's a lot here as well. But yeah, I'm in Ohio, so that's normal. But yeah, it's a little bit crazy outside right now.
Yeah, what's going on in the world? But we're ready for a crazy match. We got a big one upcoming. Empire, your reigning champs from the inaugural season of the CDL. The roster is stacked from top to bottom. Let's take a look. The Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, who is in your base? Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
Well, what more can you say? You've got the reigning MVP. You've got the greatest of all time. You've got all the pieces, Joe, but I mean, what do you love about this roster? What's not to love?
I mean, yeah, all the young pieces, but I just think the mentality overall. I think we really saw it last year with the team, and they keep it going. they're focused as a group, as a unit. It's one goal in mind, and that's to win every single game. It's their grind. It is a pleasure to watch, and we saw it all last year. So far, so good this year.
Yeah, so far so good. The one series they had, they made it look very easy. We'll see what they can do today. On the other side of it, I'd argue the most improved roster when you talk about the changes in the offseason from season 1 to season 2. Let's meet them. It's the RØKKR. Minnesota RØKKR. Well, the tough thing for them, they've had the tough matchups. What, you play Thieves, now you got to go up against Empire, which might be the best team in the game right now, arguably. Joe, if they are going to come out and they're going to get a much-needed victory here, who of those 4 players do you think needs to have an awesome series?
Well, it's Priesta, right? You talked about maybe the most improved roster. It's the additions of Priesta and Attach. Why? Because we know that they can be superstars in this league. They absolutely can. But their hard point has been struggling. In the 2 official matches that we've seen from them, 0-4 in that game mode. Priesta against the LA Thieves had like a 0.68 and a 0.7. You're just simply going to need more from him. I know we talk a lot about KD a lot, but it's just not good enough. So you're going up to the defending champs. You need your stars to play like stars. So you're looking at Priesta, you're looking like Attach, that SMG duo to put a lot of pressure on the map. They have to keep up with them.
Yeah, it's weird though. We're getting ready to hop into this one, but like for Priesta, I think one of the things we talked about a lot at the beginning of his career is just, yeah, this is a superstar. This is a guy that's consistent. But then last year is when that sort of kicked in, right? It's like phase 1 events when he was playing well, when he was putting up a 0.5, they lost events. I don't know. I want to know what we're going to see this year, but you talked about the hardpoint struggles. We're going to start off on hardpoint. We're kicking it off on checkmate to start things off. Illy, POV to kick it off. How in the world are RØKKR going to slow down?
All right, welcome back. Looks like we're about to get this match started up. So here we are, right into the gameplay.
All right, we got some checkmate hardpoint. The boys are on the good side here, so definitely Minnesota's pick here.
Yep. So Minnesota's map pick. We start on the good side. Let's see if we can close this first map out. We definitely want to be taking their map pick. That's going to bode well for us. Looks like it's a pretty decent start here for the squad. Got full control here.
Where Ender is right now, not to cut you off, but this spot with an M4 is so good, dude. You just sit and fly back from wing to wing to wing to wing, and you're spawn trapping. It's a great spot to be in. But so far, they look like they're holding a pretty solid P1. Lamar's team killing. Oh man, it's looking like it's looking like a good start for the boys. It's looking a good start. Yeah.
We're firing right now. I mean, Ant's causing a lot of havoc up there. Look at that. Oh, he did it. C6.
They're just doing it all. Oh, yeah.
You know,
you have Huke blocking. This is the funniest part. That's what I'm saying. Kyler, for the last 25 seconds, just sat and blocked the spawn. Just dropped this controller, blocked the spawn. Trusted everyone else to get their kills, and they got them.
Oh,
look, Ant's still alive. He's about to get streaks.
Yeah, this is ugly. I mean,
I'm not the nade.
This might be another 100-point club, hard point here. We'll see. I'm not trying to call it too early.
This is a full 60. This is for sure a full 60. Yeah, I don't see them getting broken on this. So you got at least a 100 to something start here. It's definitely a good precedent to start off the game on the other team's map pick. That is strong.
Yeah, right now we have a 3-to-1 KD on the team. So total team KD. That's a pretty hot start, I would say.
Yeah, honestly, Kyler might have. I'm surprised. Why aren't they not spectating him? They need to go on board with Kyler. He's close to streaks.
Yeah, Kyler's frying, man. I had a really nice talk with Kyler the other day. You know, he just actually popped into my office, and you know, we talk a lot, and so he's in the
Yeah.
office a lot. He's training in the HQ almost every day, and he popped into my office. He said, "Hey, man," he's like, "You know what? I'm just feeling good, man." He's like, "I'm just feeling good." He's like, He's like, over the past few years, you know, he's been with us at Envy for quite some time now, like
While
almost
now,
5
yeah.
years, and he was like, I just feel good. I haven't felt this good in a long time. And I'm like, man, that's great. Great to hear. And he's
Yeah.
just in a good place mentally, good place physically. Like,
That's when you
dude-
play your
dude is-
best, man.
Yeah,
No
he's-
distractions, you know.
That's why I tweeted right after that. I was like, man, you got to look out for Hoop this year. If you thought he was good in the past, look out now. Dude, it is 120 to 1 point.
I was just about to say, so the hill that they're on right now is probably, for most teams, one of the harder hills to get time on. It's like it can be weird. Like if your team has a good setup and they know how to properly hold this hill, you can make it a money hill, like what you just said, easily. Like kind of what they're doing. They just made that a money hill, and it's not a money hill. And you know, most teams just kind of try to fight people to get them off this time and to play towards this alley right here, right? Maintain plane, play toward this alley. But dude, they held the alley while sitting there and soaking all that time. That's another win. Like Minnesota's got to get something going for themselves here. Or it's
Yeah, I
it's
think
looking
I'm
bad.
gonna take some money out of the next paycheck. They gave him 2 points. So.
Right, dude.
Oh my
Dude.
god, Ant just fried that whoever that second.
He's
kill
running
was.
both guns. He's just pulling them out, man. He's just like, here's my sub, here's my M4. Like,
Yeah, the guys are feeling good today. It's pretty obvious. Like they're coming out making a statement, and that's one thing I love about our team is that every day they try to come out and make a statement. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Minnesota's still a really good team. Can't
they're definitely setting the pace.
celebrate early.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're definitely setting the pace. And you know, just from experience, when you play a team that plays this fast and you know this aggressive with this much gun skill, and you know they're playing correctly as well, it can be like overwhelming sometimes if your team isn't on point. It doesn't matter how good you're playing. You can't, even at your best, you can't world star a team of Crim, Ender, Huke, Ant. Like you don't world star a team like that. Your team has to be playing as good. Otherwise, you're just not. It's just gonna be bad. You know, you can't do it all.
Yeah. It looks like Minnesota's kind of clawing back a little bit here. So looks like we're looking for a break. Shotzi is 17-4, and Hook is 15-6 on the map.
Like when you're 17-4 real kills, he's probably like 25-4 on his screen. Like, do you like? I know when I'm 25-4 on my screen and I pull up the scoreboard, I'm laughing, dude. I'm like, oh my, like these guys gotta get me.
Yeah. I mean, look at the way Hoop just moved around the map right there. Just like ran into the point. All
Without
that
getting
trust
shot.
he has in his teammates.
Yeah,
you know,
without
to
getting
pick up the
shot.
kills. I mean, he didn't even. Well, he kind of took a couple shots, I think, but like he didn't even turn around. Is what you're saying? You know, like he didn't even have to turn around.
The trust.
The
Yeah.
trust. Like he just knew his teammate had his back right there. Like didn't even look for that guy shooting him. Like his teammate picked it up clean.
Oh, this is big. Another plane hold. They have them exactly where they want them again. And the bad thing is Minnesota, that P5 hill that they were just at, that's a money hill, you know, that's a full setup. But in the same note, you can get trapped. Like where Minnesota is right now, they're here because they got trapped at the end of the old hill, an older P5. And when you get trapped in this back wood area, you just have Ender sitting top plane. You just have Crim sitting on the crates, cutting. And it's just an uphill battle for them. And even if Minnesota gets this time, they don't have P2. And you're already down 150 points, you know. You just can't be playing this far behind. You already are out of the game. So, I don't know. Someone on Minnesota's got to take a route here and hope for the best. Pay attention to the map
I
here.
mean, we have full control of P2 right here. I mean, it's this is probably where we can't close it out on. Oh, well, we could.
Yeah, you can. 190 and up.
Close it here. It's gonna be tough though. I mean, this is kind of tough when we get the full 60 on, isn't it?
Yes and no. You can make this hill very scrappy from the front. So yeah, you can make this hill scrappy. But you see the boys, they just got like this first wave of kills right here. And when you get that first wave, that's when this turns to the money hill, right?
Yeah,
it's
actually,
all about that first wave.
it's pretty achievable here. Yeah.
I think JP, the stat guy, he tweeted out something crazy the other day about hardpoint. When a team on their initial setup holds the first wave of kills, their likeliness of getting like 80% of the time goes up like a crazy percent. Like, so the first wave of kills statistically is the most important.
Yeah, we haven't missed a second here, so yeah, I mean, that kind of ate my words a little bit. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more difficult for.
Well, you weren't wrong. You're not wrong. They're just holding it down so well.
Yeah. I mean, the
Like
stat lines are insane right here for our team. Coop dropped 25 and 8.
single digit deaths.
Yeah, for
Like
him and
single
Ant.
digit deaths.
Crazy. Can't
Round
really
of
ask
applause,
for much
chat.
more out of the boys right there.
Round of applause, Chad. They just dug deep. That was Minnesota's map pick.
That's one of the biggest shellackings I've seen in the last 2 years. So can't really hate on that. Wow, boys are firing today. Hopefully that.
I can't
continues
even
here
tell
in the
you. I can't even tell you a mistake they made that map. The worst thing they had that map against them was the P5 rotation, and that was when you brought up Kyler. He like, look how he got into that hill. Like they contested it and trapped him. Like they did a great job that map. They literally didn't mess up on anything. Perfect map.
Is Minnesota in Texas right now? They
Yes,
are, right?
their whole team, I believe.
There's no big disadvantage that they had versus our team. They're pretty much on the same kind of connection and same servers.
Accuracy and attach are 1,000,000% there. Priesta at worst is like in Colorado, but I think they're on Texas if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Maven and Merc are saying right now, but that was the beatdown. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Feel comfortable saying that. I was trying to like keep it calm, like I don't want to jinx the guys when they're up, 30-2, But
They played a really good map.
They closed it out right there. Felt good. Good to see that.
A listen in that map would have been really good. I always like hearing it.
Krim was talking some smack right there.
Oh, single digit deaths. He was roasting them. He had to have been. He had to have been.
So we're headed to Moscow next, fellow. Tell me a little bit about how the team plays here. I mean, you obviously have a lot to do with our S&D strategy too. For those of you guys in the stream that don't know, fellow helps out the team a lot with some strategy and is in practice every day with the team. So tell me.
So first off, I'm expecting this map to be a lot closer in comparison to what that hardpoint just was. As long as Minnesota still keeps their heads mentally in the game. So S&D Moscow, it's one of the more methodical maps in this game as far as S&D is concerned. You can traditionally spread the map a little bit more on this on offense. Your defense, you actually have to be forced to wrap back to certain bombs. So you get a little bit more of a traditional feel of S&D on this map. Personally, the way I view this map is if you have been good at S&D in the past, your team's really good at S&D, you just understand the game mode, this is one of the maps you want to play. You don't want to play like a Garrison, right? A Garrison, which is the game 5, which hopefully it doesn't go there, but your Garrisons, the rounds are very quick. It's all about these quick like 3 hitting out here, 3 hitting out here. Moscow, you have to like methodically place around the map. You have to be able to rotate bomb sites. You have to have different things working for you. You have to set up later rounds. It's a very enjoyable map to watch for S&D. I'm excited to get in here.
Well, there's no doubt about it. That might have just solidified a couple of our guys going into the stat leaders just this week. I mean, that map alone, just added to the ridiculous stats that we put up against Seattle. So I'm excited.
They may have had better stat lines that hardpoint. 2 of them just had single-digit deaths, I believe. That's insane.
Yep. All right, we're headed back to the main broadcast. We'll be here when we're ready to start up the next map. See you guys here soon.
Hello and welcome back. All right, so we're waiting to get more information with regards to the map 1. We're going to take a look at the team packs, though, and how glorious and beautiful they are. But yeah, it can be difficult on the fly for Joe and I sometimes to know exactly what the issue is because of the difference of what we're looking at. But to my understanding, it actually, I believe, was a server issue. So I think we're going to be doing a replay of the map. So my
I
apologies.
see the map loading. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first information I got is it wasn't, and it was our feeds. So that's my bad. That's what I was told. But yes, we are going to be replaying. It was server side, and that makes sense. That was Joe and I's first instinct, but we just don't have a way to know that right away. So that's my fault. But we're going to get ready to get right back into it. We're going to replay this map. Hopefully, RØKKR will get off to a much better start than they did, Joe, without the issues.
All right.
All right. So, okay. So they're I think they're testing stuff right now. So I saw they were getting into the map. Okay. So they were testing stuff. So while they're running through and testing stuff, we're going to get ready for a replay. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get to our game fuel keys to victory. We're going to take a look at the RØKKR first, talk about what their plan to victory needs to be. If they're going to beat one of the top teams in the game, how are they going to get it done? Joe, take me through it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the hard point. All right, we get a reshot at checkmate. If they get that going, it's got to be better. We know how good this team can be. When we discuss this, they're going to be a very strong search and destroy control team. They realistically shouldn't have a ton of weaknesses. And if they can just get one hard point a series, I expect them to be one of the better teams in our league. Prieston needs to be a superstar for his team. We talked about the acquisition, for the Minnesota RØKKR, Attach coming along as well. So, yeah, I mean, this is a full team. And then, you know what? If you are struggling in the respawn, try to get one because your search and destroy is going to be solid. We saw that in their first match against the LA Thieves. Get it to that game 5.
Yeah, and we'll now hopefully we'll get an actual eye on whether there might be some improvements in the hard point. But on the other side of our game fuel keys to victory, Joe, talk to me about the Empire.
Yeah, on the opposite side, it's Shotzi and Hoof. They can dominate this match. If Priest is going to struggle, then they can simply just take on over. They are combined 1.54 on opening day. That is just outrageous. It's just one game, but it just shows what they can do. I know Shotzi won the MVP, but Hoof's like, hey, I'm still here. I'm one of the best in the world. Stay focused. They played an NYSL that was going through, maybe some roster issues. They played Diamond, his first day. They had 2 3-0s. Games they should have won. You have to stay focused. This is going to be a really tough matchup for them, or should be. So, yeah, that's really it. Lastly, if you win, don't let Krim do the interview. I made a little joke there.
Yeah. Well, just because the last one he did, dude, I swear, either he says something insane, which I love, or there's something with his audio where he's getting like an echo, and next thing you know, he's plugging his ears and taking off his headphones. It appears like there's always something when it comes to Krim, Joe. So as much as I would love to see the interview, maybe we should try somebody else. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're just testing it. To my understanding, it was just a server instability issue. We're going to get into another lobby and get rocking as quickly as we can. So thank you for bearing with us, and we'll try to do better to get you correct information as quickly as we can. Just like I said, sometimes it's a little bit more complicated, and I was just saying what I was originally told. My bad. But for this matchup now, I want to see. It's interesting because you're dealing with those issues. You're frustrated. Maybe if you're RØKKR, you have to play through the map because usually the situation is you used to work in League Ops. Like until there's like a confirmation from League Ops, if you just like leave the game, it's like a forfeit situation. So you have to play it out. They'll make a decision. They'll figure it out. And that's what they were in the process of doing, and that's why you see them playing through the map. But I don't know. If how do you view it? I guess if you're on RØKKR side, it's like, whew, all right, we get a replay. That was tough to deal with. If you're Empire, I guess the view's a little bit different.
Well, when I saw the score was 150-2, I was like, there's probably some communication going on.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, I was just sort of rolling with it, but yeah, obviously it's always tough. And just to remind everybody, yeah, we're still dealing with issues online at times. And I'm going to bring this up again. This started once we came on to cast, and you said yesterday that everything has been smooth. So once again, I'm blaming you.
Hey. I mostly was talking about props to our production team and how beautiful everything is looked.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see that RØKKR team intro? I was watching that. Like, how sick was that?
Yeah.
Just like little stuff like that has been. I love just like the graphics of the profile pages for players, or like the team interviews that have been done, or that intro for RØKKR. Like, there's just so many things that like.
Well, I would imagine
cool.
that
It just looks good, man.
Not every team has one, so that was probably a RØKKR production. But to your point, absolutely,
it was awesome.
It was dope, and yes, the graphics have looked sick. Everything has been amazing, but yeah, it's still your fault.
Yeah, so I've somehow just killed So the servers. Okay. Well, yeah, that's on me. Well, I'll take the brunt of the blame. I usually do for most situations anyway. But we'll look at the maps and modes now, and this is how it's going to be playing out. Checkmate, Hardpoint, again, a replay. Everything that we talked about, you can completely ignore from the map 1. We'll get back into it and see how these teams actually go toe-to-toe. Moscow Search, then 3 garrisons in a row. Is there anything that leaps off the page? I think Minnesota's played the Garrison Control once and they lost it. Empire played it once and they've won it. I think from the stats I was looking at, that's the only thing that really jumped out.
Yeah, I imagine the vetoes are probably a little bit different. Maybe for Minnesota, maybe trying to switch things up. Maybe that's where you see this checkmate come into play. But, you know, they're 0-1 in the hardpoint garrison, 0-1 in control garrison. Not a ton to go off of, but have a couple of official reps. And on the other side for Dallas, there's not a ton of the maps that they've played besides that control. So we'll see how things go. But, yeah, not a ton of data to go off of just yet.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go into game. Again, they were just checking on the server stability to make sure we can get into a map 1. As they get stuff locked and loaded, ready to go, we're going to head to a quick break. Be right back.
All right, guys, welcome back. It looks like Minnesota had a little bit of server lag, going on there. So I was wondering how bad why we could beat them so bad like that. Seems like a couple of their players were experiencing a little lag. So I think the league ruled that we're replaying the map. I'm not quite sure yet, but yep, sounds like we're going to go into this replay. And FeLo, we were both wondering what was happening there, but it's like our guys are that good. They could actually do that. So we didn't know whether that was an issue or not.
There's so many single-digit deaths that I was like, something just is not adding up here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the specific situation was. If certain players were lagging, if it was just one guy, but I think they're doing a replay here in the checkmate hardpoint. Regardless of lagging and maybe a player not being able to shoot, maybe you're skipping. They played Dallas. The guys played that map fundamentally really well. You didn't see them trying to do too much, regardless of kills. You didn't see them, flipping themselves out. So at the end of the day, they're playing fundamentally sound. They're getting their kills. I expect a very similar, replay coming up here.
Yeah, we have about 45 seconds. Yeah, in about 45 seconds. Sorry, I keep bumping my camera, making it bounce. In about 45 seconds, we'll be back into the match here, I think. So, yeah, unfortunate. There's some server side lag. That happens, though. Again, because we're going through a pandemic, I mean, we're having to deal with issues like this when normally we wouldn't have to on LAN. But even at LAN tournaments, we have lots of technical issues sometimes too. So if you're new to Call of Duty esports, this is not something that's new. When you're playing competitive video games, there are all these technicalities that can happen with equipment or servers, whatever. So it's something that we just get through. It's just like, when there's a rain delay at a
baseball game,
sporting event or lightning delay, it happens. So it's just part of the game.
Oh, even on LAN, dude, there's been countless times where there's been just like those little issues and things. It's not just online. Like I said, they've done a pretty damn good job of mastering this online COD stuff. To have just one problem in a blue moon with a server, it's bound to happen. Like what you said, that's our lightning. That's our lightning. That's our snow, right? So you got to roll with it for now. It's not a bad thing. We're gonna get right back into it here.
Yep. So still waiting for the main broadcast to kick back in, and we'll see where we go from here. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved for the guys to have just won that map that clean. That would have been insane. I mean,
the other team's map pick as well. I know as a player, if my team picks a map and then we get 100 point clubbed on that map, I'm thinking, whoa, that was our pick, boys. Come on, that was our pick.
Yep. All right, I think we're going to jump back into the main broadcast here, and we'll be right back as soon as the map starts. So we'll kick it back over to the main broadcast.
Dare great. Fail. At least fail daringly. Target terminated. The glory is reserved for the few who, no matter what, answer the call to enter the arena. The call doesn't care if you fight for 1 or 20,001. It echoes out, reverberating across the globe. It only acts to reach the bold, never the timid. It's what's next, what's now, and what will always be.
Scum from up high. 1, 2. This is non-stop. You've got nowhere to run. It's a massacre. Wow. Airstrike coming. It's an ambush. The spawns are out of control. You're going. It's madness. This is it. What a round.
The call delivers victory to the deserving and rewards the devoted. For when your time comes, there is only one option. Enter the arena. Fight for the call.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we have returned and hopefully close to getting back into this game one, a matchup we've been looking forward to all weekend long. But Joe, while we wait just for the lobby to get started, I'm just curious, like, your thoughts overall, kind of from like opening weekend, whether it's regarding teams or just anything at all.
I mean, obviously, it's great to get back into 4v4 COD. I think you and I, once we got, casting yesterday, we just had so much fun casting over the game. So, it's just been a blast so far. That's really team-wise. I mean, it's kind of what we expected. A lot of close matches, but so far our top teams have been dominating. I think this is probably one of our closer matchups that we've been looking forward to. Then obviously we have the big one with Optic versus FaZe up next. So yeah, we're just all waiting for these two to get started.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be there. I'll be there sooner than later. I think we're getting ready to start. But yeah, I think Thursday, Friday, you saw a couple blowouts, right? But I imagine how a lot of the times it's going to go is, you kind of set some of the crazier matches for the weekend. It's the weekend, more people may be available, able to watch, and that's what you expect. Maybe some wild ones. And this one has the potential. Yeah, the next one, Optic FaZe. Lord knows how that's going to go. I'm super excited to see that one play out. Yeah, it should be a great day of games, and excited to be back casting with you as well, pal. It was weird. It's like I don't know. I guess sometimes since when you're doing it so long, I just forgot how much I missed casting. Like just missed casting in general, watching some COD. We're very lucky people. It's a fun job. But here we go. We're loading into it. Checkpoint, hard point.
Checkpoint, huh? Checkmate.
Checkmate.
Welcome back, everybody. You got Hastro here with FeLo. We're co-streaming this match versus the RØKKR. We just played a pretty crazy map one, but looks like RØKKR had a little bit of server lag, so the officials have ruled that we will replay the entire map. So we're getting ready to go back onto this checkmate hardpoint. And FeLo, let's see if the boys can. It would be hilarious if we just lay down another beating like that again.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about checkmate that makes that possible is, you saw them play. You saw the Dallas guys play Crossroads against Surge. It's the only hardpoint we saw. And Crossroads is a map where even if you aren't getting the most kills, you can keep it scrappy. It's a small map, a lot of engagements. Checkmate, you can make a lot out of your rotations. You saw the boys hold those P2, those P3, and then the P4. Like, you can chain together a lot of hills on this map if you're ahead. And the 100-point clubs are definitely very possible on this map. In this map, Moscow, for example. But right here, holding off that P2 push. This is that first wave of kills we're talking about. Rotation here. Minnesota's getting a few.
Yeah, right up the rip, you can see Minnesota's just responding a lot better here.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting, they're actually getting some trades. It looks like a fluent match now. This wave of kills right here is really important.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been snacking in between these maps. So just so you guys know, I got stuff in my teeth. We should be trying to dig it out with my tongue.
If you see him over there doing some crazy stuff, know that that's a pasta noodle.
Yeah, seeing some pot stuff. So yeah, we're still got a little lead here. Looks like Minnesota's really taking over the spawn, so it flipped us. So looks like about a couple seconds there. We're still gonna have the lead winning the P3, and this is probably the scrappiest one, right? Is this probably
P3,
what would you say?
P3, yeah. It's the scrappiest until a team gets their perfect setup. When a team gets their perfect setup, that's when you can start getting some counter that hill. But for most people, from what I witnessed, it usually ends up in everyone just getting a million kills, and then a team getting like 10 points, and then fighting for, you know, where it attaches right now, this alley side, the P4 side of the map. But the way that you'll see people play this is like, for example, you see Crim on this right side of the map near these boxes. You either want to play for this side of the map, or you want to play for where you see those Minnesota rocker arrows. You want to play for that side of the map, the alley side. But either way you hold this hill, you have to hold one side of the plane, sit in hill, and then just kind of make like a line set up across, if that makes sense. That's the best way for either end on this plane to hold this P3 hill.
I like what we're doing right here. I mean, we're trying to really attack the point. I mean, even though there's not a lot of time left, seemed like what we're trying to do is just make sure that we don't give Minnesota a lead, which I like. Now they do have one though, just a little one. It's just mind games, you know. Trying to shut the other team out. We think Minnesota's doing a pretty good job holding us off here. Love to see the guys try to get a big break right here.
These kills are really big here. See if they can start spawning them out back blue. Ooh, they flipped. Okay. So this isn't the worst thing. Let's see how this plays out.
Where do we want spawns right here? Do we want those Minnesota spawns where they're spawning up?
It's not the best for them to be spawning that close in rotation to this alley hill. You kind of want them to spawn kind of where number 1 is, but a little bit further behind him towards blue. That's ideally on rotation to that hill. That's kind of where you want to spawn them. But like right here, for example, the boys are spawning close alley. This is great. That's great. You know, they're gonna outflood Minnesota all day from this spawn. But on rotation to this hill, you want to spawn them in the corners that are, you know, the way to look at this map is there's spawns in 4 corners, right? You want to try to spawn them all in the furthest corner away from the next hill as possible.
So right now, headed over. What hill is this? Let's see.
P4.
This is P4. No, this one's P. No, this is P4 now. Just came up. Right. So on P4 right here, we don't want to be in that alley spawn anymore. We want to be spawning where we are now, kind of that lower bottom left corner of the map, right?
Yeah. So Ender's rotating over here. This is perfect to make sure someone's gonna have to get a trophy on him here. That's really big. But he's here early enough. He's chilling. Everything's looking good. Number 4 could definitely cause some chaos. Okay, never mind.
Number two, it's attached. He's blocking our spawn right there, right? So he's kind of getting us he's kind of forcing our spawn towards the alley spawn.
So yeah, towards the back green. Yeah.
All right, Shotzi just picked him up. Okay.
So right here, just holding these wood steps really important. You know, you have to cross to the hill. And this hill, the guy in hill, his job is to make sure he doesn't die. Now, attach being right here, obviously, like what you said, this is very important. They're doing a good, Minnesota's doing a good job here just holding this. This basically forces someone from Empire to obviously wrap back here, and then they have to win this 1v1. If they don't win this 1v1, they're probably not going to get any time, right? He played that so patient, that was perfect. Like, that right there, that situation, perfect. Such a big kill, too. Is now, look, Empire has him in a perfect trap.
Oh,
well,
big
I lied,
by
not
Kyler.
a perfect trap. They got some splits, but good play regardless.
Yeah, so when Kyler picks up that 2-piece here, and you know, do we want that side of the map?
Yes, this is perfect. Granted, the guy just spawned right on him, which is interesting. Yeah, you want that. That's a P2 side of the map. If you can get that early, it's great. Because, you know, worst case scenario here, let's say Minnesota holds this P1 time, or at least the majority of it. Now Dallas is spawning all the way out, and then, you know, now you have to take all these routes to go get P2. When you have that backside of the plane already, it makes your transition a lot easier.
All right, well, we are jumping into a listen here, so listen in. So let's check this one out, and we'll be right back.
That's a major.
Spawning quick.
Spawning quick. Got 2.
On the mid.
One down.
Yeah, pilot staff. You gotta
Play my life.
One guy's mid plane.
Yeah, top right, Lamar. Cut him weak. There's 2 on time, so 2 on time.
I needed it.
One's really weak in L.
Oh, yeah, major got me. Back right. I don't know where he went. In hill.
Oh, he's credit corner. Alright, I'll get you. Focus up.
We're good. Yo, one guy was deep right. We gotta kill the guy deep right if we can. Yo, someone work with me right.
Yeah, I'm going.
Front. They're playing
steps? Yeah, they're playing steps somewhere.
There's a guy on me right somewhere. If someone wants to help me.
Yeah. I got him right now. Kill the guy right.
Yo, under play steps. I'll come. Yo, one guy's in tube.
In tube?
Into tube, yeah. He wrecks that tube.
Oh, where'd he go?
He's at army.
Go, Porter. Stay alive.
I'm trying. I killed him. Oh, what? He's one shot tube. Watch out, right side tube. Yeah.
Underwood hall.
Alright, we're good.
I'm waiting for his front.
The guy just ran right side. Got one. Where'd he go?
Yeah, one's tube. Yo, what?
On the upper.
All right, fellas, get a little heated here. Looks like Minnesota, you know,
You gotta battle, man.
a
You
little
gotta
lag.
battle.
Yeah, they're looks like their connections are good now.
They reset those modems for sure. Nah, but so right there, basically, the moral of the story is, you know, you brought up, is it good that Kyler was at those wood stairs? And it was. It just was unfortunate that the Minnesota guys ended up spawning on him. But Minnesota held the backside of the plane, made P1 pretty scrappy, and then they held down that whole P2. I think it's what Merc or maybe you said, I forget which one. But you have to time those kills breaking P2 from the front. You have to time them really well. Like, if you get 3 down at once, it's pretty easy to contest that time from the front, which is what you saw Crim doing. He contested like that last 15. That's a big contest. You know, you push them back, your team has rotation, you're soaking up some of that time, you force someone to wrap for you on the other team. You know, you basically just get a little bit further ahead in the game. But now we have this P3 hill, which, as you saw before, was kind of just back and forth. Everyone is kind of just killing each other off the time. It's
They're blocking spawns here, though. They're blocking both sides of the map right there. So they have alley blocked, and
you saw the split spawns, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big thing on this hill. Like I said, there's 4 corners essentially. You have to control 2 corners of the map and basically force them to one other corner. That's the best way to control this hill. It just takes some time on the map to get to the point where you get kills and force them to a specific corner. That's why a lot of teams struggle on that hill. But you can tell, I mean, the boys did really good on that hill every time I've watched it so far. They haven't lost, you know, majority time on that hill, so they definitely have that down.
Big pinch coming in here. All right, Kyler finally cleans that up. That was a big couple kills right there from Pook. We needed that. We needed that a lot. This game's gonna be really close.
Beautiful plays, Kyler. Beautiful plays.
Yeah, this is gonna come down to the wire. It looks like Minnesota's setting up for
P5.
P5, and we need to break those.
Minnesota spawning out though. This is big. If they go fast enough, they can get these kills 2 and 2.
Yeah, we got to spawn out too though here, so it's
Yep, it's gonna be.
We got to go. Big kill by C6 there. If Crim can hold the spawn, we can be in decent shape. Minnesota's still catching that back spawn. It'll be interesting to see how we do here. Crim just couldn't hold on to that. Would have liked to see him maybe try to stay alive a little bit longer, but you know, obviously they're hunting him down. So
he didn't play for the guy off spawn. I don't believe. I think I don't know. I didn't get to see his point of view the whole time. So one thing that a lot of teams do on this hill to kind of, you know, like I said, this is a harder hill to break. The best way to go about breaking this hill is probably to hit around these wood stairs where Major Maniac's out right now, but obviously it's harder said than done. A lot of times people will just pull out Engineer if they're not already running into this hill so they can see the other team's trophy systems. And the most efficient way to keep them kind of off this last like 30 seconds, kind of like a little band-aid, is just, you know, blow up a trophy, nade them off the hill, and then, you know, trap them in the back. Kind of like what they just did. They're retrapping them in the, well, number 2 spawned out. But if they didn't get those splits right there, they wouldn't have been able to trap them in the back.
yeah, it's such a scrappy game right now. I mean, I like the break we just got. It was just a little too late, and now Minnesota's kind of set up for a little bit more success. So we gotta be quicker here on the break. Definitely looks like we did a pretty good job right there. So we'll take that.
That's a big win, Ian. Big win, Ian. See, right here, they can, you know, this is a pivotal part. They get this one time, flip them out here, that's a 1 game. We'll see what happens. How these trades go, 30 seconds left in time.
Yep, super close game right now.
So the great thing that Dallas just hit is when you hit past that 191 mark, you can, if you hold a full 60 on new, you have a win. So like, this happens a lot. Rotating to like the last, you know, when it's like this 200 game, one, you kind of want to always try to stop the other team from hitting 190 if they have rotation. And on, you know, in Empire's favor, you just hit that 190 on P1, and now look, they have rotation. So like they made it like if we had to listen in, I guarantee you they said, yo, we have 190, we can win off new, play for new. And then I didn't really see what happened, but obviously they took some routes, they flipped out, they're in a perfect spot right here. They just need
we're in good shape right here. I mean, that was just a huge
beautiful play by Ender.
I don't know which 2 players made that happen, but yeah, it's probably Ender and somebody else. We got to make sure we lock this down real quick. But they made a huge play to grab those spawns and secure that. So let's see if we can lock it down. Looks like Crim's picking a big kill right there. Ender picking a big kill. Those are huge kills. We have complete control here, probably closing it out. So yep. Good job by the team. Really good good poise right there at the end. I mean, that was a scrappy game for sure.
They were splitting the other team a lot. Like that P5 hill, for example, there were 2 times where if they held the P2 side of the map, those P2 spawns, they probably would have benefited a little bit more. But what ended up happening is Minnesota on 2 of the P5 hills, 2 and 2 split spawn. And when you have split spawns, they probably called it out and picked it up. It's just not all the time are you in the perfect positions to pick up those other 2 people off spawn, right? Sometimes you can turn and then they're spawning right in front of you and it's like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm spawn killing. But you know, where they were on the map, they weren't really ready for that. They weren't set up for it. And it's like what you said, they needed to start playing a little bit more ahead, and that's what they did. They played ahead for that P2, flipped them out, and took it away. That was a good map.
Yeah.
They fought for the win there for sure.
Checking out the stats right here. Man, big game out of accuracy on the Minnesota side. Same with Priesta. Yeah, love what I see there in our stats. You know, again, just a lot of team play. But you can tell that that's going on in our stat line here. So good job by the boys securing map 1, and let's see if we can keep that momentum. That was Minnesota's map pick.
Yeah, that was Minnesota's map pick. Kyler would have subbed that map. So like a checkmate, it can be an AR's map for sure. There's a lot of long angles, long lines of sight. But when you're in that plane and you start getting kills and you're jumping out on the wings, jumping back up, flanking things, you can get so chaotic with a sub on that map. And Kyler just did a perfect job of disrupting any push they had. I mean, you saw for yourself how many, like just 2 pieces, 3 pieces, how many people he's picking up off spawn to stop their pushes and to stagger their pushes. That's so big, you know. For those people to not be able to come off spawn and help their teammates that are in just kind of average positions with, you know, all information given up, like, you know, he's cutting off their push, you know. He did a lot of good that map as a sub.
Yep. So excited to finally be able to talk about Moscow now. Hopefully
Moscow S&D. Now we go. No replays. And forever hold your peace.
Yeah, that was there's no way they're getting a replay now.
Oh, Crim would not have that one.
Yeah. Crim's head would explode, but if we're going for another replay. But yeah, Moscow S&D. I'm assuming we've worked on this a little bit, so
this is our pick.
Not to ask you to give away any strategy, but what do you think are kind of our keys to victory here?
So if I'm in that call right now and I'm playing to our strengths, you know, I'm gonna hit that A bomb site. The A bomb site on offense it's the you know, it's a bomb site that is a lot mixier, right? A lot of trades happening, a lot of just quick engagements, and that is where these guys are going to flourish, right? So I'm assuming just on offenses after they get their trophy systems, they may not have them the first round. You're gonna see a lot of A pushes, right? And if it's working, it's one of those things on this map is if your pushes are working, you don't stray away from them, you know. Make the other team feel uncomfortable, make them make that physical adjustment and then see that adjustment. And if they still aren't winning those rounds and they don't know how to adjust, you keep doing it, you know. Like, don't mess up something that is, you know, that's working over and over. So until Minnesota, I'd say, counters or shows that they can, you know, keep up with that pace, I say they just keep playing into their strengths.
Yep. Okay. Well, let's see how it goes. We're going to send it back over to the main broadcast here, and then we'll be right back when we're ready to rock. See you soon.
Are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
RØKKR vs Empire, getting ready for the search and destroy. Empire take the map 1. Now we're going to get into Moscow search. Go. Opening thoughts.
Oh, Moscow search. I mean, you know, it's obviously a little bit different. You know, we had the bomb site sort of move on the map a little bit, you know, towards the street to inside the window building. A lot of the focus is going to be on the top escalators, but kind of similar to what we see on Miami. I think there will probably be maybe some early pressure early on, sort of the default hits on defense and attack. But then it's going to be about, you know, how do you sort of maybe throw those fakes? Sort of, I don't think you're going to that opposite bomb site, working the middle of the map. You know, it's a chess game, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what's so fun about Search and Destroy. That's for sure. But should be a solid one. Looking forward to Moscow. I think it's one of those maps that, you know, it's just kind of great for every mode. You usually have 1 or 2 of those a year, but definitely one that players are going to love and we're probably going to be seeing quite a bit of. But Search and Destroy loading on up. We'll see if RØKKR can tie things up or if Empire can move.
And welcome back. We are popped into our little Discord here, discord.gg/. Hello, Corey. Okay, our producer Corey was hollering at me real quick. So a little snow outside. If you see Corey done set up there.
Corey looks cozy, man.
Yeah, well, Corey's got a little snow outside. Corey's got his little setup at home. I got my setup at home. I don't know how much you guys can see here of my office, but this is my little home office that I work out of when I'm at home. Check this out. Hold on. You guys want to see a cute puppy? This is my little baby puppy, Janie.
Oh, nice. I have a big
little-
wolf.
little tiny. Yeah, I got 4 dogs, so I got a couple
Really?
big boys and we got a couple small dogs. But Janie's the little princess. She's like 6 pounds.
Aw.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a big Alaskan Malamute. Big wolf. I'd bring her upstairs, but she'd probably destroy my setup.
I have some other cool stuff in this room. Oh, this is pretty neat. I'm just gonna have a little fun right now before we
Oh,
jump into
you're
the
good.
first
You're good.
I'm showing off some cool stuff.
Memorabilia time with Stro.
Memorabilia time.
Starting now.
All this off the wall. Called the first ever Call of Duty championship. Check that out.
What? That's amazing.
This was like a wall decoration at the Call of Duty World Championship, the first ever one in 2013.
In MW3? In
Yeah.
MW3, right? Yeah.
No. It was it MW3?
I don't even remember.
No, it was Black Ops, I think, the original Black Ops.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the one that Frico beat us in, beat NVN. But anyway,
okay.
I jacked that, and now it's in my office, sitting in a case.
Dude, that's amazing. That's priceless right there.
All right, let's get back to the game. So the boys are up 1-0 here in this Moscow S&D FeLo.
And Ender just came out with another nice first blood after going out 0-1 as well. I'm actually curious if they give us some first blood statistics here. I'm very curious on Enders. I remember when I did like talk to them about S&D even a little bit at the end of last year. Like any strat I talked about, it all enveloped around yo Ender, you're gonna win year 1. Go here and smoke this guy. And 9 out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10 times he's doing it. So I'd be very curious to see a nice first blood percentage, just to see who's opening up the rounds.
That wasn't good though. We kind of just gave that round,
back
to
up.
RØKKR. Yep.
Yeah.
Gave it right back to him. I would say it was a little sloppy right there. We looked like we were trying to play individually, not as a team.
They look like they tried the World Star on there for sure. They got a blood and just kind of went for some 1v1s.
Everybody was going for those individual plays.
Yeah,
Don't like to
there's
see
a
that.
lot of ones.
Those are little things that we can improve on still. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the consistency and just grouping up right there. Like, and after Ender got that first blood, he challenged wide street. Like if Ender gets that blood right there, backs up and just holds with a teammate, holds across, force them to make a play. Right? They're an offense man down. Make them plant the bomb man down. Right? That's how I view that. Make them plant the bomb.
Yep. All right, well, let's see what we got on our offensive side here.
Starting off towards A, it looks like.
I kind of like what we just did right there. We hit through a nade, cause a little distraction today. May have kind of led him to think we were pushing A pretty quick, but then we hit B on the rotate really fast.
Yeah,
Ooh, and got a gunny up there.
Ooh.
Not good. Minnesota's reading that.
So Minnesota was very quick at picking this up, for sure. What they just did is a very good strat. It works the best when you really have the other team sold that you're going A. Like when you win 1 to 2 offenses at A, and then on the defensive end you're thinking, okay, well we're losing all of our A's. They're just hitting this out. We need to send an extra person A, right? And then when they start cheating that extra person towards A, that's when you do something exactly like what they just did.
Yeah, I feel like Andy expected them to have more of a rotate towards A. He didn't even, he was full sprint through the hallway right there, and
they were already set up. They were right here. They were playing for it already. Honestly, if they hit out A, another offense there, then the next offense do this, I think it would have set them up better. But I mean that's hindsight. Who knows, right?
Yep. All right. Well, now got to win this D.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying last match. I was saying, defense wins championships. So it's not just S&D wins championships. It's S&D defense wins championships for us. So let's see how we make it happen here.
Yeah, they're going to be a good offense team, you know. Like they have a lot of people that are willing to entry. They have a lot of people that are going to get in the mix. So like I wouldn't worry about them winning offenses. It's exactly what you said. If they secure their defenses, that's when they're going to come out with the dub on this map. Krim, Krim didn't see him. Thought he did.
Hook's in a good spot here. Sneaky. Can't get traded. Oh, nice. Italy and Hook using that teamwork right there. We're in a 4v1, so looks like another round here for the boys. But that's what I was talking about. Had a really sloppy round two, man, where we were just not using teamwork, and like you saw Italy and Hook using that teamwork right there, and you know,
Break people down instantly.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, just use those trades, use those swings,
Crossfires, you know?
crossfires, use all that stuff to your advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the big thing in this game, as far as like positioning with teammates, is a lot of off angles and a lot of crossfires. Especially with this M4 in the meta, man. This M4, it does a lot of damage per bullet. So like when you're team shotting people and you have an M4, you're making these people really weak for your sub players, you know, which allows, for example, Ant and Kyler just to, you know, if I'm Ender and I'm calling someone weak, like they're trusting his call out and they're going, you know, no hesitation, going, hunting people down.
Yep. So start of round 5 here. We are on the offensive side. Be big to get an offensive win here. We need this one.
Let's see what they end up going here. They going for the all-out A?
Yeah, they're going for the all-out rush A.
Right,
I like it. Like it.
Here.
Oh. All right, that's a good trade. We take that. I mean, we'll take a 2-2 trade here.
2v2. Reset the round
really quick. Yep.
So as you see, Minnesota here, they're only sending 2 people to A. Like this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is where you really bully them in A, and then you force that third guy to start going there. Now, when you force that third guy to start going there, that opens up the middle of the map and/or the other bomb site, depending, you know, where the other guy's playing.
Yep. This is all mind games now.
Yeah, this is where the mind game starts setting in for sure.
Yeah, Illy couldn't make that happen right there. Let's see what C6 can do in the 1v2 with bomb down. Get it! Get it! Oh! He was 1 bullet off right there. That was close.
Oh. Yeah, he got headshotted. That's probably that was probably the difference in him dying or not, is literally a headshot.
Mm-hmm.
1 bullet quicker. It was a good try. If Ender, when he ran off the bomb, ran... if he ran outer, he would have stayed alive, but if he ran outer, he would have been doubled up with the in, so it probably wouldn't have been the best of plays.
Yeah, there's not much Ender could do right there, you know.
Yeah, just
like,
unfortunate, honestly. Like you know,
if you stay down, longer, you might give them more time to get positioned on that. If you
time to wrap the map or something, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he needed to pop up and go. So just good shots by Minnesota right there.
Yeah.
All right, headed into round 6. We are on the defense again. We got 3 stack a day right now. Whoever that is, C6 at B was kind of running solo. Now you see a couple of our players trying to rotate back here, cover B site because
They just played for a heavy. Yeah, they played for a heavy A stack there. Honestly, I feel like Ender has been playing Street for the most part for them. He stacked A that round. I feel like maybe since Ender wasn't there with them and he was playing Island, maybe play a little bit slower.
and
but then again, if you have a Shotzi and a Huke, you know. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, Ant kind of has been running through some hallways a little carelessly, but it is what it is, man. You can't question the MVP. Oh God. These are close rounds coming down to the 1v1s at the end.
Is that Attach and a 1v1 again? If so, Attach is 1-2, honestly. Pretty big 1v1s. No, but you're right. If they take out maybe like, you know, one of the solo chows they're doing per round, you know, these 1v1s are 2v1s.
Yep, this is something for us to talk about in practice a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All positive talking points, you know. Let's see how what they're on offense now. All right, this is the round for them to get back in it. They need to get some momentum here. Round for round, let's get it. See what they do here.
Yep.
They've been working really fast towards A here. I wouldn't mind them spreading the map. See what Minnesota gives you, you know. They're doing like this 2-2 spread. See if that one of those guys middle are willing to overpeak you, right? See if you can get a first blood.
I like the teamwork. I like the teamwork we're using right here. This is this Ender. The Illy Hook combination has kind of paid some dividends already in this map. So
yeah, like this is
like
perfect.
Yep.
You know, make Minnesota think a little bit right here, right? Make them think, oh, yo, they may have switched up to B here. They may be hitting mid, right? Look, there you go. Work the map. That's perfect. Like, they worked the map, just found the pick, right? Now they're worried. Now their only guy on their team watching B has died. Now you see the arrows, they're wrapping back. Now look, they're hitting A. One guy, like they shifted them perfect. Like this is what they needed to be doing earlier in the map on the offenses to set up their pushes better. But you know, it's better late than never, right? Better late than never. Round from the boys.
I really like what we did right there. I mean, you can see the difference in success, right? In your success rate when you use teamwork versus you use at least like a buddy system, but versus just like flying in solo. You know, it's doesn't match up. So
it's like what I talked about before. It's like what I talked about before the match in Moscow. And your offenses, you know, you can do that. You can slow the map down and spread a little bit, and you know, find that guy that's watching B by himself, find that guy that's hitting mid by himself, and get that blood, and you know, cut the map a little bit, right? So let's see what they do on this D here. As you said, this defense is going to be really important. This is the tied up 4-4.
Yeah, this is a big one right here. It looks like we got pretty big pressure at A right now, 3-on-2. I like what I see out of Hook though. Hook's going for that deep flank. Look at that deep Kyler flank. You got
They
shots
just need to stay alive here.
Shots being Ender trying to hold him off.
They got the info they need. That's all they need. They just got to stay alive. Kyler, he's on the wheels right now. He's on the burners.
Yeah,
Kyler is on the burners. Let's go,
get that second, and it's good. Oh god.
Got one.
Well, at least he's got them thinking now. So I think our team needs to kind of pincer here.
Pinch him in here.
Ooh, Maniac got a couple big kills there. That's tough.
That is. I've seen Kyler win these. On the plus side, they called him flanking. He's all the way across the map now. You know, he at least gave himself a chance in this clutch for sure, because he wrapped instinctively, very quick. Picked it up. Unfortunate. Major Maniac had a clutch 2-piece that round.
That was just a little too chaotic there.
So when you're pinching them in there and they're stuck on the bomb side, they got to make a call right there. Because when a guy dies on flank, you either have to call, you know, we have to push out their side or we got to push out our side. You can't just sit there, otherwise you're gonna die. I don't know. I didn't get to see what happened near the bomb.
Yeah, it's like a split-second call out right there, man. I mean, it's really tough to time that. Like, I feel like our teammates, you know, should have realized that once Kyler got that first pick, they should have gone into action. You know.
Yeah, I think it was maybe just mistimed a little bit.
Something else to talk about again too. Like, you know, whenever you got a teammate flanking like that and he picks up the first kill, you know the other team's whipping around trying to find him and trade him really quickly.
They have to make a fast decision.
You just really got to go. Yeah. Minnesota's playing this so well. Not really much else we can say about it. They're, you know, I feel like we're kind of giving them a little bit here by playing so individual, but
they're spreading on every single one of their rounds, and they're just finding some picks. And when you're down 3v4 in a round on Moscow, you can kind of give up plants a little bit. You know, force the other team to work towards the bomb, and that's kind of what they're doing. They're just playing safe, to be honest. They're getting a blood and then playing very safe. There's been a lot of close rounds this map, though. This could easily be 5-3 in the opposite favor, you know?
Yep. It's just how it goes sometimes.
2v3.
It's winnable.
Ender.
We got about 25 seconds left here to get this bomb down. They're kind of giving us a bomb site. Oh, Ender, you got to get that. Nope. Wow, good plays by Minnesota. Not much else we can say right there. Priest coming out with that big 2-piece at the end. Good round by Minnesota. Yep. We got a game. We've got a match.
Got the adrenaline pumping a little bit for the guys. You got a good S&D to take. That was a productive map. You could take a lot away from what they just did. So at the end of the day, you know, that was a learning experience. You know, I think everyone in this game is still, I wouldn't say learning S&D, but perfecting it, right? Seeing what is most comfortable for everyone, seeing where everyone fits in, seeing kind of how the playstyles are in every map. And I think Minnesota, I'll give them their credit. They did a good job of spreading the map there, just finding their pick and grouping. They just played very fundamental S&D. The boys, they just gave away a little bit too many, I'd say free kills, you know? A few rounds where the round where obviously Kyler pinched, they, you know, didn't execute properly on pitching in the bomb site. There were some takeaways. It's all good. But looking further
you look
into
at the
series,
stats. You look at the stats. I mean, look how even of a match that was, stat-wise. I mean, we just cut. lost a bunch of 1v1s, and I think we played a little bit too solo dolo there for a little bit.
Yeah, Attach won two big 1v1s back to back, to be honest. That just kind of put them ahead. It spread out the rounds a little bit. But for the rest of the series, we have Garrison.
Yep.
Back
to back Garrison.
Yeah, if there's a map that these guys are going to flourish on that isn't Crossroads, it is for damn sure Garrison. So I'm excited to see how Ant and Kyler, how they take over on this map. You're going to see them you're just going to see them finessing this entire map. You're just going to see them in bricks. You're going to see them causing absolute chaos this map. So I'm excited to see how this control goes. On the Minnesota side of things, I don't know if I would have left Garrison in for them. I think it would have been smarter for them to play like a bigger map, but we'll see how it pays off for them.
Yeah, our subs kind of flourish on the smaller maps, don't they?
It's not even the gun skill, it's their finesse. Their finesse on these maps is what would alone, if I'm playing against them, make me not want to play them on it. Because it's like, Shotzzy weak in vents. It's like, okay, well, I know where he is, but am I going to be able to kill this guy in vents? He's about to go through the vent, out the vent, on top of the catwalk, jump down, go underground. You know, knowing where they are and hunting them down are two different things. And that is what they are so good at doing at. You got to shoot them, and they're on one side of your screen, and the next thing you know, you snap your fingers, they're on the other side of your screen across the map. So Garrison's a map where you can just get places very quick. There's a lot of just quick little cuts. The tanks, top green. You know, you can be a lot of places on this map very quick. And that's what they excel at. So I'm assuming that they're going to have at least a 3-1 here. You know, offense can be kind of tough in control sometimes. So I'm assuming a nice 3-1 if I had to take a nice map prediction here.
Yeah, they're playing well, though. Minnesota's shooting. So they're shooting back. There's no doubt about it. So it's not like we can underestimate them here. When Minnesota, the caliber of players that they have, start shooting back, you got to watch out. It should be interesting couple games coming up here. Let's see if we can close it out.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm curious on who or how the vetoes went for them to get triple Garrisons, right?
Yeah, it's
Triple
a little
Garrisons.
odd, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
So
I'm assuming,
kind of weird how that works out.
Well, it's weird because they Minnesota actually picked the game 5, I do believe. So they picked the game 5 Garrison, which interesting. We'll see how it works out. But if I were Dallas, if I were the boys, I'd just, brush that one off. You can't do anything about losing 2 1v1s, right? That could have just as easily been a 5-3 lead. You forget about that one. You'll talk about it later. You move on to that control. Like I said, respawns, you guys are unparalleled, bro. Respawns, these guys set their own pace. As long as they play their game, they'll be chilling.
Well, I'm waiting here for the main broadcast to kick it in. Seems like we have about a minute to go. In the meantime, Rambo Ray, our GM and head coach, will be available at 7 p.m. Central on the 16th. That is in 2 days. So that is Tuesday, to have a fireside chat with all Envious members. And if you guys don't know about Envious, it's our membership program. It gets you a little closer to the team, gets you opportunities for to get in closer with people like Ray and get to ask some questions directly, gets you merchandise discounts and access to our Discord, where some of us pop in from time to time, players, coaches, managers, staff, and we basically are able to talk directly to you. So it's just a good way to support our organization, support our team, help us out if you're a big supporter, and it's how we're going to continue to build this thing. So definitely check it out and check out the fireside chat with Ray on Tuesday.
Yeah, if you guys are a fan of the new apparel or the apparel at all, it speaks for itself. A nice discount, it pays for itself.
You make your money back just
for
on
itself.
the apparel. If you're going to buy a couple pieces of apparel, you already make your money back, so it's totally worth it.
And if I'm not mistaken, does the membership program sign you up for a chance to win a replica ring, yeah? Or a ring? Or is that something else?
Yeah, right now we are giving away one of our World Championship rings to one of our Envious members, so it's absolutely worth going in and signing up for that, just at the chance of winning that ring. It's
between the ring and the apparel, you're making money. Between the ring and the apparel, you're making money.
Getting to wear my ring. I gotta go and grab it downstairs. I should have wore it today.
Yeah, you just gotta subliminally put it on every time you stretch. You gotta make sure it goes nice and close to the camera. Make sure you can see all the nice black sparkling diamonds.
hmm maybe I'll run downstairs when we have a little break and grab it.
For sure.
All right, so we're still waiting for this map 3 to kick off. We're going to throw it over to the main broadcast real quick, and we'll see you guys here soon as it starts up.
And I mean with the capital G, that I am going to continue to sell more hoodies than anybody in Call of Duty has ever sold. Period. End of story.
I coached the team for a while. He got his baby back, reacquired Optic Gaming, now under Optic Gaming Chicago here in the CDL. The mastermind who made the green wall a household name,
Optic Gaming on the board,
is now back home. Stay tuned for all that and more on this episode of The Barracks.
and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
That was a look at the Barracks presented by T-Mobile. The Barracks is a blast. You know, Teep is our boy. We love that man. We game with him like every day. It's cool. You know, he sits down with various players. Sat down with Hector, going through different topics, talking about careers, and I don't know. It's just like a good one-on-one dialogue that can cover a wide range of things. I have watched several episodes, and it's good content. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should.
Yeah, it's just about, you know, learning a little bit more about our players. Like you said, I feel like conversation with Hector was probably fantastic. Obviously, an Optic back, and him and Teep have a ton of history. But here's a look at this match for Hook and just how good he's been in Hardpoint and Alien Search and Destroy. And there's not a lot of weaknesses throughout this Dallas Empire.
No, I mean there is really not. This team is just unbelievable from top to bottom. The guys are absolutely nuts. It's just tough to. It's scary because when you think about it, you think like they're just gonna be getting better, right? They're just gonna be getting better and better.
Well, that's what you would assume. I guess. I think for us, what we always look at is when things start maybe going wrong or unraveling, if they ever do, right? Like how do they bounce back? And you would think that they have all the pieces to do that, but when you start to get tested a little bit, that's always the big question. How are the vibes? How's everybody's mentality? We would assume, based on our conversations with players and their coach and Rambo, that they would bounce back quickly. But that's when you really start to see like the true identity of a whole team.
Let's get into Control. Continuing on, we go. Rock.
All right, welcome back. So we're in the round now. Looks like we're starting off. I think we are on the defensive or offensive side.
Yeah, we're on offense. Yep.
Yep.
So offense, Garrison, it's definitely not easy. You have to make the most out of every wave of kills in this map. Otherwise, it ends up going down to time a lot of the times. It's obviously really important to not really focus too much on it, but keep conscious early in the rounds. Just make sure you're, especially if you start off with an offense first round, don't stack your deaths early. Because if it does go to a round 5 in Control, which Garrison, it happens quite often because you end up losing your offenses, winning your defenses characteristically. You don't want to end up having offense just because someone on your team had 35 deaths. Yeah, in case you guys were wondering, round 5 in Control is determined by whatever team has more deaths is going to get offense. So you want the least amount of deaths on your team for that overtime in case it does happen. As you can see, like Minnesota, they're pushed up here, and it's hard to not get kills when you have a good setup here and you're spawn trapping. Like, you're watching them spawn, right? And you have 4 people just team shotting. It's definitely not easy, right? It's definitely not easy to get out of. This is looking like it's coming.
Yeah, 30.
You still have a chance.
Yeah, no, you're a little behind.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might want to refresh really quick.
I'm looking at the one on Discord.
Oh yeah.
Are you looking at the one on Discord?
I'm on YouTube actually. It's a little bit faster.
Oh,
so
okay.
Main broadcast on YouTube was a little bit faster, but
all right.
Yeah, maybe
Where
we can
are you
look
at
at, maybe
right
we can
now?
look at the same one. We're getting a little bit of delay there. Yep. So Corey, our producer, is going to cut it forward for us for a second. He's going to cut it over to me. Actually, my wife was watching, and she brought this up. She brought this up for me, so I don't know if that's going to be in focus, but probably not. Huh?
I still see it shining.
Let's see if I can focus it up. Ooh, that's a zoom. That's not the focus. Hold on. Oh, let's make it happen. Come on, we can do it. I believe.
Come on, focus, lords.
No, it's not working.
In green, Mike.
Oh well.
He's left side of
He
green.
naded me. I did
That's
not go. He naded me
In
green.
green weak.
I don't
I'm
have
looking
green.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
We're gonna do a
Back,
listen.
Shotzi, back,
That's
weak.
fine.
I'm like,
Back to be hot. Back to be hot.
L shot.
Tell me. Nice. One shot green, one and out.
Two green, one no.
Help me top green. Help me top green. He's still up there.
L under. L top green. One more top green.
Or someone top green. I can help you right.
L weak under. One top green.
I see him green. He's not peeking.
There's an L. Okay.
Green weak, you.
I'm green under L.
Green and rails. Rails, one shot. I dropped the nade. Oh, wasn't you? Oh, no. Back mid, one shot. Okay, green. That was rails. Alright, back mid.
Yeah. You weak on me, rails.
It could go deep right. Left. I'm helping you.
Yeah, frame up.
Front you right now, challenge.
Close rails. One's close rails. I'm staying alive, caution. Close rails dead.
Nice, one was front you.
I can't chop front.
I'm with you now. Loading, Krim, one shot on me. Low floating.
Flying out. Rails, shot you. Mid tanks and tools. Mid tanks and tools. 2 mid tanks. Last 2 there. Shotzi back to mid tanks.
One more underground. And now, child.
3-3-3. Last guy L.
Coming up. Low mid. Low mid.
It was a little bit. Corey, our producer, got a little hot fingers there. Really loves our merchandise.
He said merch drop.
But here we go. We're back in here. This is close right now. Really close actually. I would hate to see us go down 0-2 here in the control. Minnesota's come to play, no doubt. They're shooting, and we got to be careful.
So right here, they're running the risk of they tried to stop that B point. They risked their lives. If they stopped B right there, they won. Time would have ran out. You're still not in the worst spot if you're Dallas. It's okay to give up that point, especially when A has no progression. Lives, they're about even here, 12-13. So that's not really too big of a problem here. They only have a minute. Minnesota's going to have to get a wave of kills here and stack the point. They don't have a lot of time. They could play lives here if they had a little bit extra time, like another 30 seconds, but that's dwindling. So lives I don't really think are going to be the issue here. We'll see. They are pushed up. These are big kills for Ian. Any kill here helps the next guy off spawn, you know.
Yeah, I'm about 8 seconds left here in the round. We have 4 lives. They have 7. This is getting pretty close here. I mean, this is pretty rough for it.
Minnesota did get a few kills. Quite a few kills.
Yep. We're gonna have to contest this pretty quick. They're kind of playing for lives, it looks like, and that's not good for us. We are.
Yeah, they played for the kills. They did end up going down to life, which is insane. They only had 40 seconds. And they brought it from 12 to...
No way! Oh, that was so close.
Tyler almost made the play.
1v3. But yeah, Minnesota's looking good. This is tough. Tough.
It's all good. They just need a good offense here, and then hopefully the hopefully the round 5 defense is with them.
Yeah, here I'm just gonna watch the Discord right now instead of being ahead a little bit. So
yeah, I have like 2 or 3 different streams, and they're all at different times.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's
like the main stream on YouTube, just the link. There's like the partner stream, and then we have.
Yeah, I don't know which one I'm even looking at anymore.
Yeah, we have so many different streams. All right, so let's just watch the Discord one.
For sure. I think it's a few seconds behind, but it's like right there.
All right.
If I'm the boys right here, I'm thinking, yo, we need to at least give ourselves a chance here with time. We got to get B. Minnesota, they at least got B there in their offense. It bought them some time to where they're able to hit bricks and then play for the lives, play for the time, whatever it may be. They at least gave themselves a chance. When you only have a minute and you don't cap a point, you make it really hard on yourself. So I'd like to see them hopefully get like a wave of kills, stack a point here, give themselves some time, chance to win this out. Good train on the guy Vance. See, this is perfect. Ants already pushed up spawn killing. This is staggering their push. Makes it to where they can stack B pretty easily, I would imagine, and not really have any contention. He's everywhere in the map. This is the Garrison curse right here. This guy's going from middle to B to A to middle to their spawn to B to A, right?
I'm trying to get set up here so I can just focus up and cast off this one stream.
Oh yeah, you're good.
There we go. Okay.
So right here, they capped B. Perfect. Literally perfect. That's exactly what they needed to do. Shotzi stayed alive long enough to where he got a few kills, staggered their push, teammates stacked, they're okay. Now they got lives, now they have the pace, they're hitting back bricks right now. These kills are important. This next wave of kills can almost win them this offense, honestly.
Yep, I like what we're doing here. We're pushing as a team, we're kind of getting into their spawn.
You see where number 3 spawning now?
Kills. Oh, Ender
they're spawning in that. Yeah, they're spawning in that deep left corner now, which is amazing. They're spawning really far from point. See,
yep,
number 1, number 3, number 4. Like this is the exact spawn you want to give them. They need to pinch this guy on point fast.
Yeah, attaches here. Looks like they can pick this up. If they can trade him really quickly, they need to.
Yeah, they need to go quick before those kids reinforce.
Yeah, gotta get attached here. Yep, there we go. Picked him.
Job,
now that's kind of like side open here, so we're looking pretty solid on this one. Big gunfights right there by Hook.
Good goofy, Skyler.
And
ooh!
Get him. That should set us up pretty nicely. We have a 9 life advantage here. Sight
that
control,
definitely is going to help them
pushed
a lot.
up. Yeah, Hook is still in a great spot right here, actually.
Silver lining about all this, assuming they win this round, right? They have 1, they created a life difference that they were definitely down in. So, assuming that goes round 5, they just help themselves a lot. 2, they now have a defense to play off of. If I'm them, I'm saying, guys, we just want to know. We're chilling. Like, win this D, and we're
How does
chilling.
it work for the map, or for the game 5, or round 5 in this? Is it most or least deaths? Most deaths has offense.
Yes,
yeah.
most deaths is offense.
So that was huge right there. I mean, we didn't.
Yeah.
We kept a lot of life right there. So
Big
round.
differential in life that round. That was probably the biggest taking point. Now you have a defense where you can obviously create an even larger gap here. Maybe get that defense round 5. We'll see. Let's see where they choose break off here.
All right. It's a big opening break here. Don't like that. They got the B control pretty quick, but did like what Ant was trying to do. He just gonna get through there. So that's not a really good start for us.
2 of them died. They kind of probably figured, yo, last guy might be, or third guy might be vent. So I kind of just gave him away. This isn't the worst thing though. All this does is kind of force the boys to play a little bit more, I would say, more hesitant, not hesitant, more cautious, right? You can't give up a full wave of kills, or they might just stack point, right?
We managed to really just squeeze that one in though, and make sure we didn't give them full control of B right there. So they didn't cap B. That's good. So maybe we can get a couple more wave of kills here.
At the end of the day, they only need 1 wave of kills, and then they're already mid-map and already have them trapped again, you know? That's why defense is so good on this map on Garrison. You get to that top green, top catwalk, and you have control of the entire map again, right?
Maniac is pushed over on A. Our big kill by Shotzi right there. That really helps.
Ian's already set up. This is big too. Wow, why'd that guy play for him? He must have saw him.
Man, it's always a nail biter watching control.
It is.
Because there's so much happening on the map, and any wave of kills can just lead to something.
Yes, it's a very momentum-based game mode. It really is. 1 wave of kills literally turns the whole entire game around. And then 1 stacked point turns into streaks, and then 1 set of streaks turns into a whole round win, you know? It is definitely very, Ooh! Ender outside of the map gunning.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
They do get B here, but I like our chances, even though we're down a couple lives. I like what we're doing here with control of the A site so far.
They're consistently pushing out lanes. They're not giving Minnesota a chance to group together. You want to keep staggering them. The only way they beat you here is if you give them a team push, and then they obviously work together.
Yeah,
get
we
2
need
or
a
3
setup
pieces.
right now, and it looks like we're trying to work on one. You got 3 or 4 of our players or 3 of our players are kind of set up right now.
Tyler's
But
big here.
yeah, big kill there.
I was just finessing. Beautiful work by them there.
Yep, I like what we're doing
I'm
here.
curious to see what lives are overall.
Well, we're 1 life advantage right now, but yeah, I don't know what it is overall in the rounds. I'm pretty sure we have it though.
After that 1 round, that was a pretty big disparity. Yeah, I think you're right as well.
Our offensive round, we won that in a pretty big way.
Tyler vents again. Like, do you know how annoying it is playing a guy that hits through vents that much? Because that means you always have to look at it. I personally hate having to wrap for vent every time when a guy is being this big of a rat in vent, because then it's like, watch, he's about to go out middle, hit mid tanks, and cause the same amount of chaos.
Yeah, it might be close. I mean, Minnesota's actually like backed off right now, like not trying to
Waste their lives.
So it might be really close here. I'm curious. Let's see what happens. You see what I'm saying? Like they were all backed up, like playing their lives instead of going for the round win. So maybe it might be a little close. Somebody over there is doing the math.
I think Dallas' defense. I could be wrong.
Let's find out.
Oh, I'm not. I didn't watch the end of the round actually, so.
Here we go. We're about to figure it out.
Oh, they're on offense. Whew. All right.
Okay.
So good. On the plus side, they've at least won an offense this map. They just won 2 rounds straight. They got some momentum.
Yep, we'll see what we can do here. This will be big for momentum in the overall series too. So need to try to get a dub here.
Another big thing about Garrison, especially control, is breakoffs are incredibly important in control, but more so this map than any because it's so small. So if you get 3 down, 4 down off rip, the other team in that, in those few seconds are able to get into perfect positions to kind of be where they want to be on the map. Versus other maps, it might take a little bit longer to progress up them, right? This map, you can kind of trap people from anywhere.
Yeah, we gave them a little bit of control there. Let's see if our boys respond. Minnesota's pushing up on the top side of the map a little bit. Need to try and pick up these kills before we push out. I like what the team's doing right here, trying to recognize that. Tough one though, man. Tough position to be in here. Minnesota's looking pretty solid. Hoop with a couple big kills right there. That's going to help us. Seems like we're still trying to attack this B site, but Minnesota's really just causing us some fits. They're really pushed up on.
They're reinforcing well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, big kills by Ant.
Or Ant, sorry, I said Ender. Oh, he didn't see the guy caution. No, he's dead. All right.
All right, cool. So there's a little control there now.
Oh no.
We got to really flood B here, though. It seems like. Do you get a time extension? I haven't played a lot of control. Do you?
Yeah, so you get a minute time extension when you cap. So like right now, if they were to cap, it'd be like a minute 12 after cap. That's like that's the most important part about Garrison is when you get B, you at least give yourself the time to extend the round. When you don't get B, you just.
There.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
And when you get B on offense on that map, you just give yourself time to make some plays and have some pushes, right? You can at least expend your lives out. When you don't get B and you only have a minute 30 in the round from start to finish. Also, when you do get on the point, the timer does stop going down. So there's a lot of times where you'll see people just solo hop the point, kind of to buy their teammates time to kind of move around on the map, so the timer's not just dwindling down. They just had a lot of offenses. The takeaway from that is you lost defense, right? Whenever my team personally ever loses and Challengers ever loses a defense and control, I ever hear them say anything, I'm like, guys, we just lost defense. Like, you can't be mad about losing an offense on Garrison. Like, if the other team wins their break, the cards are really stacked against you. They are. It's not easy to just come back, kill 2 waves of people, stack the point. So they lost the defense. That's the takeaway. Their offenses didn't look horrible. I mean, they won an offense at the end of the day. They were down 0-2 in that control. They brought it back. They just have to look forward to Garrison Hardpoint here. They have 2 Garrisons in a row. They're both really streaky maps. So just get some momentum going. Play your game. They're chilling.
Yeah, it was just kind of a messy map, and it is what it is. We Minnesota shooting, like I said. Anytime these guys are shooting well, it's going to be a tough matchup. So we're down. We're down. Yeah, we're down 1-2 now. So hard point. I feel pretty good about our chances here. The guys have looked pretty solid on hardpoint. I think it's probably our best game mode. Seems like so. We'll see if
Definitely their best
we
game
can
mode.
push this forward.
And Minnesota is also now 0-3 in hardpoint. Fun fact. I don't even know if a single one of them. Priesta was the closest one to a 1.0, I think, and it was a 0.95. So they, I mean, after that last map, it may have updated the first hardpoint, but overall, their hardpoint hasn't looked very good. As you guys can see, though, Minnesota's S&D, as predicted before the series, is pretty good. That control, whew, that's just close, man. Round 5 controls, it comes down to those deaths. I mean, I said it before the map even started. It is crazy. You start thinking back to those early rounds, and you're like, wow, we died a few less times that first round. We might have had that defense for the round 5, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, not the first match we've been down in, and not going to be the last either. But I have a feeling the guys will respond here.
Hey, we haven't saw game 5 yet, right? Like, let's get it,
Yeah.
right? Let's get some, let's get some momentum going.
We have
I'm
seen a
down for
game 5 in the league, though, haven't we? Have we not seen one?
I think it's only been 3-1 and 3-0 so far. There may have been one. I could be wrong on this.
I think there was one.
Was
I
there
thought
one?
There was one. Maybe not. You might be right. I'll check really quick.
I know there's been a lot of 3-0s, like a dangerous amount of 3-0s.
Yeah, let's check it out. I'm looking at the schedule real quick. The Gorillas beat Legion 3-2.
Ah, so one game 5.
That was yesterday.
Yep. No, that is true.
And
There's
then
been one game 5.
Seattle, that just happened. Seattle,
oh my
London.
god. Oh my god, yes. There hasn't not been game 5s. There has been a lot of 3-0s though. More 3-0s than usual.
So there were 2 game 5s, one yesterday,
Yes.
one today.
Yeah, we were just watching one of them. Good lord.
Yeah. So let's make it happen again. We have to.
Mhm.
We got to take it to a game 5. But here you go. Here are the group standings again. You got the Thieves at 2-0 in our group. We're working on that here with the Empire. You got Seattle coming in at 1-1 after that big win in game 5 over London today. London and New York both only played one match this week, so they're both 0-1. And we're waiting for that RØKKR Empire result as we're watching this. Optic versus Atlanta FaZe tonight. That's going to be awesome after our match. So let's throw it over to the main broadcast. We'll be right back as we start map number 4. Hopefully our boys can pull it off. We'll see you guys soon.
Partner, and that's you.
Wait, so wait, what's the order of that though for you? Wife, me, or me then wife?
Depends on the day. That's just depends.
Not the answer I was hoping for, Joe. I was hoping that I'd always be number 1. But we're going to get ready to take a look at some key stats for this matchup as we get ready for a hard point. I mean, this is looking like something that is going to go to a game 5. But to be fair, I mean, we talk about the map 1. Now, once we had the replay, it was a tight one. What, like 250, 200? Looked much better for the RØKKR side. It's not even that they're a bad hard point team. It's just how good can they be? Because then they've got a chance to really make some deep runs once we talk about the major time. But can they close it out here? But as you said, you've already guaranteed a game 5. So you're in a good position regardless. But from the garrison control, those are the key stats. You talked about attaches, momentum kind of from the game 2 plays going into game 3. Drops a 1.3. Big game from attach, but everyone kind of putting on. When your whole team's above a 1.0, it's usually a good sign.
But that's it, right? It's more balanced effort. And what has their struggle been in hardpoint? It seems like 1 or 2 are playing well, but 2 are sort of struggling. They're not getting on the same page, or I'm not exactly sure, what the problem is. Because again, it's like 0-4 or 0-5 now in hardpoint in these CDL matches. So they have to improve. That's why we're talking about it. They have another chance here. And they all sort of figure it out. Now, when they played LA Thieves, this was a much closer game. It was like 250 to 190. So they were competitive in it. And 250 to 190, you obviously know 60 points, a play here or 2 there, that changes things.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, I know it's different mode, but you just got to win in a respawn on Garrison. Obviously, they feel comfortable there. We'll see if they can take any of that kind of momentum into this. But it's just, I actually wanted to ask you, kind of talk about like how different is like the ban veto process right now for these teams compared to how it might be later in the year? Like, what are you really focusing on when you're thinking about map, sides, goal of the coaches and the teams here?
Well, I think everybody early on in the season plays to their comfort zones. You have people sort of taking records and what are the stats that you have from practice, and that's what you're going to try and prioritize. What do your players like to play? And then maybe if things are going wrong, you try to switch that veto process up. Or, maybe in 3 weeks or when we're at the major, we know that the Minnesota RØKKR are, I don't know, let's just say 9-1 in Hardpoint Garrison. Even if you're a really good Garrison team, you're probably going to try and veto that and play something differently. So for right now, you're going to play what's comfortable to you, what has been going well in scrims. But, in a month, 2 months down the road, you might have some priority because you see somebody's weakness in the game. You try to maybe force a checkmate hardpoint for a different team. You try to maybe play a Moscow. That process is going to change quite a bit.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the breakdown. Yeah, because it's an important part of the meta or the important part of COD esports that we don't talk about all of the time. It's it's a thing that goes down kind of between the teams, but just want to highlight it from time to time what the importance of it is and how things break down.
Oh, Stro, you're muted. I think.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, here we go.
So I'm Hastro. Welcome back. I'm with FeLo. We're going to cast map 5 here. Map 4.
4. Yeah, map 4.
We are currently down 2-1 in the series. So this is a must-win from the squad for us to have a chance at winning this match. Looks like Minnesota's still kind of hot right now, so we got to come out and put a stop to that really quick.
Yeah, the rest of the series is all Garrison. Just come out strong, right? Come out strong, play your game, use some good teamwork, right? Don't stray away from what works. Their teamwork is what makes their hardpoint so just unbelievably good. Just play comfortable, play into your strong suit, and I don't really think they'll have a problem here.
Yeah, it looks like we're trying to make some moves here, get some progress on the map, try to get these next spawns. Crim's big right here. Oof.
Tyler's just turning on people. That's like the perfect thing. That's the perfect way to start a map. You come out like this, and one of your streakiest players are coming out and turning on people. It's gonna set a good precedent, right?
Yeah, I jumped ahead already again, so didn't mean to do that. But Minnesota's gunning. Yeah, Minnesota's gunning right now, man. I mean, we gotta do something about it. They're certainly trying to win this match, and I think we're playing a little sloppy, to be quite honest. So. Last season, I'll say this, we knew we lost a few matches early. We had some adversity in a couple of the first events. You want to get that stuff out at the beginning of the season. So we know that we're not just going to have a cakewalk and go and get back-to-back world championships this season. We know we have to work on it. And these matches like this, where we're going to make some mistakes, are the matches that are going to help us get there. Right? They're going to help us. Figure out what we need to fix so that we can become world champions again. So,
and just from watching this, see, there's different kinds of losses, right? There's those losses where it's 5-5 and a 1v1, and you're watching your teammate have a mental breakdown, and those are the losses where you sit there as a player and you're like, oh no, I don't know how to fix that. But that's not how they're losing, right? You just saw the control they lost. You just saw the S&D they lost. Dude, those are the most. You could take so much constructive things from those maps and learn from them. So as long as you're constructively losing. In the moment, you're not thinking of that. Obviously, they're moving ahead, map 4, map 5. But looking at it from an outside point in, I wouldn't even be tripping over those map losses, right? They're very correctable mistakes. It's very easy to see where they messed up in both of those maps as well. So I'm sure as soon as this series is over, they'll be watching it back and obviously seeing the mistakes that they're making.
Yeah, really like what we did just right there. That was a beautiful flip on the spawns, beautiful break. This is where maybe we can turn the game around here and try to close out this hard point. Let's see if we can keep it going. Minnesota comes right back though and answers. So let's see how much time we can grab on this one. Yeah, this is important time here. Every second that we're getting now is gonna help us close this match out.
Ooh, he has him weak with some info. See what they just did very good there. So in Garrison, P1 and P2 kind of transitioned together, and obviously Minnesota kind of had the upper hand at the beginning. You saw him have P2 spawns. What you want to do from there is you have to make sure your P3, if it's not a lockdown, you have to make sure they're not getting time. You have to at least keep the time white. And they did a very good job of flipping, at least keeping the time white, getting some time of their own on that hill. And then now you have your battle at P4. And they are on the advantageous side. They do have Kyler and Hill here.
Yeah, huge, they have a huge spawn advantage, but our team's doing the most that they can with it right now. So, yeah, they have a big time advantage right now. It's just our team just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance and keep them off as long as possible. Now, it'd be really bad if we get flipped here about 20 seconds left here.
Yeah,
maybe 15 seconds.
So this next hill is where I expect the Empire boys to really start turning up here. It's this P5 hill. Judging from playing them myself, like I remember on this P5 hill, I was just stuck in spawn, getting shot at from Crim and Ender every single time I spawned. It was the most frustrating thing ever. This P5 hill, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching have seen so many countless teams get put in a trap. This hill, it can turn into a money hill. So I'm excited to see how they play this, how Minnesota plays it, and how they react. See, like right now, Dallas has bricks. This is important. Like this bricks control on this hill is everything. If you're bricks, you can hold this hill. If you die, if everyone dies bricks and you spawn kind of where they're spawning in that deep corner, and if you give the other team time to set up, it gets really rough. It does.
Yeah, this is super scrappy right now between both teams. I really do like seeing Minnesota compete like this. So it's as much as I would love to just run over every team every game, I also do like seeing there be some competition in the league.
Honest competition.
Yeah, where the games are fun and the matches are fun, and there's some uncertainty. It still gets me excited to watch their matches.
It's not fun if you know you're gonna win 3-0 every time.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's not fun to know that you're just gonna go roll everyone. I mean, it is fun to just know that there's some competing teams that you're gonna have to look out for, and it makes us have to go to work every day. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. If other people aren't setting a standard as well, it's hard to set yours higher, right?
I do love winning though. So as long as we're winning.
Yes. Winning with just a little tad of excitement,
Yeah, and there's one thing I want to say too. I mean, in my experience as a professional player back in the day, and this just goes in tons of sports too. And I think a lot of you guys in the chat realize it. Like, we might match up against, let's say, like Optic Chicago really well and just be able to smoke them every time we play them. But we play a team that Optic Chicago smokes all the time and struggle with them, right? Because it's all about matchups,
Dude, people don't ever talk about this in COD for some reason. I'm so glad you just brought that up. Like, do you know how many times like I play a specific team and it's like other teams may have the hardest time against this set of group, but like when I play them, I personally feel like it's a lot easier to play certain people. And then whereas someone might consider a team a bottom 4 team in the league, they might play a lot better against a specific team. Like that's 1,000,000% a thing in COD, especially in this game, especially in role-dependent games. It is a thing.
Yeah, right now it just seems like that's what I was just kind of mentioning. Like Minnesota lost 0-3 to the Thieves, a couple days ago, or last week, but right now they're looking super strong against us, and they're just matching up against us really well. So, Kyler frying right now. Jesus, that was.
So this is where they're starting to pull away.
Kyler with the beans right now.
Yeah, this is what separates people, man. Like, he has his back against the wall, and he is still challenging everything as if he's up 2-0 trying to close out the series, right? He's still playing with the same level of confidence. He's still pushing out all these cuts. He's still being him, right?
Yep. I mean, this is where we need to hold spawn right here, though. It looks like Shotzi's got to hold this down. Cannot hold it. That's
so right here, they just need to keep this time white. That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Beautiful win there. That stopped them from getting staggered. Beautiful win. They got 2. Right here, just try to keep the time white.
This is a flood.
3.
This is a flood. Let's get in here.
Beautiful
nice,
kill.
guys.
This is great.
Yep. Let's see if we can secure these spawns now, too. That's what we really need to do. There's one more
this is
player
a good
back
30.
here.
If they get this 30, 200 to 100, that's not a dub, but you put yourself in a very favorable position going into P4.
Yeah, so what do you want to do here, fellow? Like, obviously we just got scrappy. We kept a little time off for them, but they still have spawns. Like, do we want to try and press them here?
No, you want to leave them back there, right?
Okay.
So where like number 7 is right now in top green, that's perfect. So right here, your ideal situation is obviously Minnesota. They're going to be coming here where Major Maniac is. We call this caution, and they're obviously going to be rotating to the front vents. What you want to do is you want to give them this top plat. You want to let them go into the vents, right? And then you trap them there, right? You trap them there. You set up a crossfire in the hill. one of them's top green, one of them's top catwalk stairs. Give them that vent right there that Ender's shooting at. Throw some nades in there, you know, give them control of it. Just blow them up, make them weak, team shot it, right? Play into your team, right?
Yeah,
You have Kyler sitting in hill. He can see anything from anywhere as well in team shot. It's just this hill is all about setting people up, and this hill you can really snowball the game right here. Because if you get this time, it's like what you said. You don't want to flip out at the end of this hill, right? Not if you're Dallas, right? You can transition this from P4 to that P5 hill so well, and that could close the game out for them, for Dallas.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, typically, like when I'm watching COD, when I watch our team play, it's probably confusing as hell for a lot of people watching right now when we're talking about this. But I just watch the mini map. Like I don't even.
Yeah.
I watch the kill feed above the mini map, and I just watch the mini map, and I don't even really see. You know, I kind of in my periphery look at what the players are shooting at. You know.
Yeah, you see when someone's like getting turned on. You know. You see.
Yeah,
when
but I'm mainly watching the mini map and watching the kill feed. And
you can tell how good they control the game.
Yeah.
You can tell good they control the game from the minimap.
Yeah, in the minimap you can actually see the team play. You can still see, you know, the setups. You can see, you know, exactly what has to happen. You can actually kind of predict what needs to happen to have your team win. So now we're looking solid. Yeah, Ian's gunning up. That's good. Ender's coming in. You know, keeping some control. We just need to close this one out. Feeling pretty good about this one.
Ooh, okay, so that was bad. They need to get bricks back now.
That team nade's not that great.
Well, yeah, they flipped him, so they need to get bricks. Off spawn, they all need to wrap bricks. This is like very important kills here. Screw that time, chalk that time, go to the new hill, try to get some bricks control here. You get these kills bricks, you know, you're in a good spot to win the game off of P1.
Yeah, I'd like to see us kind of group up a little bit more than what we're doing right now. We're kind of chasing kills and going individually. Yeah. Yeah, we really need to group up and make a push together.
Just a nice little reset here. That guy's weak bricks. Hopefully someone helps him.
I do like that move that Hook just made.
Beautiful play.
Big
He
move.
left that guy. Beautiful play.
Yep.
Let the teammate go for the guy that's weak. He'll go forward. Good play.
They need to sniff out Priester right now. They need to get Priester down. Good. Okay. He still caused a lot of problems for us right there.
Yeah, he got a 2-piece to stop them a little bit. They got some time off of that P1 though. The Empire boys.
Yep, we did. Here it is, right here. This is it for the W. Big push coming out of Priester again. He's the kind of the thorn in our side right now. Oh my God, he just went big.
Get the new. Who's that new?
Yep.
Beautiful kill. Good job.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're not getting out green. Oh, they got out green.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh. I don't know. I like our chances here. 6 seconds left to go.
I still like the chances. I'd still take the chances here for sure.
A little nervous though, I'm not gonna lie. Minnesota's just good, man. They're playing really well. They're shooting really well.
Preston's starting to heat up Preston's starting to heat up a little bit here. They're definitely not playing bad, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we have like a huge lead, but it's still not it's not enough against guys like this.
It's that P1
I do like what we're doing here. We're kind of giving it to them already though. Like look where Krim is, you know, trying to secure these spawns. We'll take this. Come on, Ender. You can win it right here, baby.
Oh, that guy played a really weird spot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're clearly just giving them time and just setting up. Krim made that call himself.
Yeah.
You know, he rotated at 30 seconds. Like
he made the game-winning play there.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the game-winning play. I think we're all set here. I don't think there's anything they can do at this point. Yep, game-winning play by Crim6. You know, 30 seconds left on that last hard point, and you know he went ahead and made that call to go ahead and rotate, secure spawns for the next point. So, like that play out of him, veteran play for sure. And we're going to a map 5.
Yeah, I mean that right there was just the summary of that Garrison hardpoint. Like I said, that P5 hill, Minnesota got Dallas trapped in the back there, and with that back trap it's deadly, man. And then they were able to hold some P5 time, and then like I said, that P1 to P2 it chains right together. Granted, you know Kyler got that one kid green and died. I believe Ender died in bricks. So it kind of made it unfavorable for them. But that P1 and P2 chained right together for Minnesota back-to-back times. But then, once again, like you said, Ian made the heads-up play. He flipped them out for P3, got those last few seconds, won them the game. That P3. If you're not going to hold P1, P2, you better get P3. Otherwise, you are getting slammed.
More
so
big
good job
games
for
out
them
of
to
Kyler.
acknowledge what they needed to do there.
Yeah, more big games out of Kyler. Ender coming up with a 38.
Ender 6,500 damage. That
Yeah,
is a
big
lot.
game.
That
Big game.
means everyone that they were just shooting at was getting tagged. Everyone.
Yeah.
So very good map from Ender.
Looks like Ender was really aggressive that map, so that's good.
Yeah.
Didn't really want to leave it up to much. He just wanted to try and put as much damage down, like you said, as possible.
Ender and Kyler end up running around the map a lot together. I noticed. You brought it up in that S&D. They do end up being around each other a lot on the map. They work really well together.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this game 5 just because of how well Minnesota matched up with us in that first search on Moscow, and it seemed like, you know, they were really playing a little bit of a smarter game than we were, and so I hope, you know, our guys are going into this one trying to play it with more teamwork than we did on Moscow. But let's see what we can make happen.
Yeah, a little bit more structure.
It's always
weird.
easy for us to say that stuff. It's much
Way harder in the
much more
game, of
difficult
course,
to execute it in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The key difference here that kind of confuses me is I would have if I looked at those maps and looked at the S&D specifically, I would have expected Minnesota to pick the Moscow and for the Dallas boys to pick the Garrison, but I think it was the other way around. And it's weird because I think Dallas is going to end up playing better on this Garrison than what you saw in the Moscow. The Moscow, you know, Minnesota, they do have 2 to 3 traditional players that can run an AR, that M4. It's very good. And Moscow, you know, they slowed the game down. They spread the map. They put out some ARs. They they just played for some bloods and then grouped up together. Garrison, it's a little bit harder to do that. When the mix happens, you know. It ends up being a 1v1 and, you know, tip your hat. Good luck.
Well, it's our first game 5 of the season. Happened pretty early on. Always intense to get into these game 5s. I always kind of shake a little bit, get a little nervous. You know, game 5s are important. If you win a bunch of game 5s, you're closing out a lot more series.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of game 5s in my life, and if there's a team that's going to be good at winning them, it's going to be a team with Crim on them, right? I'm excited. Minnesota's a good S&D team. I think the boys are going to be really good at Garrison S&D specifically, so I'm excited to see how this one honestly plays out. A big thing on this map that you're going to notice early is that top green room. You're going to notice the top green control is very important in the middle of the round. So 30-40 seconds into the round, you're going to see a lot of teams getting that top green area of the map. And usually whoever dictates the top green area, for the most part on this map, ends up coming out on top from what I've noticed. But we'll see how they play it out. Minnesota, they look like they were spreading, playing a little bit strategic, giving up bomb sites a little bit. So I'm excited to see on their defenses if they're giving up plants and if they're like counter pushing. I want to see how they react here, because they're definitely outpaced. So I'm gonna see how they stop it here.
So yeah, we have Rambo Ray on the Fireside chat. If you're an Envious membership member, you get to talk to Rambo Ray on the 16th. That is this coming Tuesday at 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Yeah, so Ray will give you a lot of insights. I think we have a little video teed up to show you guys real quick, so we'll be right back right after that.
Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance. We offer insurance that's made for the military community to help them easily protect what they've worked hard for.
It's Valentine's Day, and I'm casting with the love of my life. You know what I love too on Valentine's Day? A good old-fashioned game 5 between two top dogs duking it out. That's exactly what we've got here, Joe DeLuca.
Yeah, I like the accent as well. One of your better ones, because sometimes it's not. But here's a look. The Moscow search and destroy stats that we saw. A great game from Major Maniac and Attach. And We talked about their search and destroy. They have not dropped a search in an official match this year. They get it to that game 5, which is one of the keys to victory, and we'll see what can happen now.
Yeah, and it's again, like we're using stats, and it's always difficult at the beginning of the year, and you know it's tough with this particular esport to base stats off of like last year because we changed titles each year, so it's limited, right? There haven't been many matches, but it's still, yeah, you haven't lost the search yet. Even if it's only a handful of searches, you haven't lost the search yet. So you've looked really good in that mode. Would it be more impressive a month from now? Certainly. But wait, what was the one stat that I was actually thinking of from search that was really impressive? What was the team that had that like 11 search losses in a row? Was that EG back in?
Oh, that was.
Was that in World War II? Was it EG?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was. I don't know why that one came to mind, but that was a bad one.
Sure.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're about to kick off map number 5.
The triple Garrison. I didn't think we would live to see this
Third time
tale.
in a row where we're gonna play Garrison.
I didn't think we'd live to see this tale, but we did. The Tri Garrison live at you guys. Game 5. Into Verdali Wall. Starting off here. Let's see
All right.
first blood.
We need this. So the snipes don't come out anymore, huh?
Snipes don't come out anymore, from what I know.
Yeah.
Snipes don't come out anymore.
I miss that. I miss the snipes.
I love sniping at S&D. I think it creates...
Some Piccadilly snipes were fun last year.
Dude, all gameplay experience aside, just watching S&D with a sniper is so great. It's great. How many amazing moments can you think back to of someone running a sniper in S&D and making... It's what's always talked about. If someone refers to S&D, they always will be bringing up these crazy snipe plays that people make. It just is insane to watch. Hopefully we can see that reintroduced. But nonetheless...
Oh, looks like Minnesota got us on this one.
Minnesota coming out with them round 1. They gave up the Dallas boys gave up a B-bomb plan, I believe. So they played for a retake.
Yep. That was a tough first blood right there on Illy.
Yeah, he just died really quick.
Yeah.
He just died really
He
quick.
just got beamed.
Must have headshotted him.
Yep.
It's all good.
All right,
Defense
we're trying to pick it back up. No, we're on offense now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Offense now.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a tough one to lose, you know, your first defensive round. What about Garrison though? Is Garrison really like that defensive favored on S&D?
It isn't. So the tough part about having defense first is you don't have trophy systems off your first defense, you know? They aren't built up yet. So you don't get your trophy systems until about... They're probably getting... You see the bar right there, Shotzi, he's about to get his, Priest is about to get his. So the second round, about like 30, 40 seconds in, you start getting your trophies. Now on defense, when you're playing this area Priest is in right now, so what Dallas just did first round, they're playing defense at the square area. You don't have any trophies. You can get flashed, you can get naded. So it's a lot harder to play to hold that bomb site on your first defense. For Minnesota's point of view, you know, they get the advantageous spots of throwing nades, being able to, you know, obviously push out their square. It's just a little bit different. And as you can see, Empire, they take out offense here, tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I really like the way we played that.
Yes, they worked the bomb really well.
They worked it.
Yeah, look how they're working out right now. As this guy's working, you know, obviously close mid. They just have everything perfectly crossfired, cut off. Great round.
Yeah, they really pushed out Priesta there. They pushed him out twice, got position on him when he re-peaked, got the kill, opened up, you know, the ability to just keep that bomb stuck. So
it's so important.
That's the teamwork I'm talking about right there. That's what we need to be working with.
100%. You didn't see that every round in the Moscow, right? And to kind of top it off, when you do plant a bomb, you don't ever want to remain stagnant too much unless you have a very, very, very good setup. You want to make a play together. Whether it's wrapping back, whether it's pushing through, you got to be on the same page. And right there, they just elected to obviously push through, and you know, they're on the same page. It worked well. Kyler and Vents, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. If you play a team that has a player that's in Vents and they are like, you know, getting a lot of bloods, making an impact, it's very annoying to play against because you have to constantly clear that lane out, which in S&D can be kind of hard to do. You don't want to be the one that jumps in event, challenges him, and gets blooded, you know? You don't want to be that guy.
And he's moving around like he's ready, so...
He's cracked. The last thing I would like to see is a Kyler in vent, right? That's the last thing I want to run into, if I were them.
Well, slow pace round for Minnesota here. Let's see what we can make happen. Looks like it's 3v3 now. Yep. Ooh. Man, the offensive rounds are proven to be a little more advantageous here. Kyler, let's go now! Yeah, it's gonna be a tough spot for Ender here.
Good movement. Oh,
Yeah, good try there. Good try.
That was a good effort. Yeah, this might be a tell of the offenses. Defense Garrison, you were asking, it can be a little hard. It can be. That's why I was kind of saying that top green area is kind of where most teams end up winning this map, because on defense, if you play towards top green rather than your middle, you kind of just get mid-map control. And when you get mid-map control, you can just pick apart the map. We'll see how both teams switch it up throughout here, though. For now, though, everyone needs to keep winning their Dallas needs to keep winning their offenses here. Keep it round for round.
Yeah, my main feed's a little fuzzy right now, so
Yeah, mine is too. I'm trying to look at my other screen to see, honestly.
yeah.
But it's a little bit ahead.
I'll let you call it.
All right. So, oh man. Right here in Minnesota, this defense played a little bit more aggressive towards the middle. They have like the middle tanks and top green. This is kind of what I was just talking about. And it kind of, see how the Dallas boys didn't really push anything out here yet? They were kind of just huddled near that, the P1 hardpoint area, these cat stairs. And you kind of trap yourself, right? You kind of trap yourself. 1v2 here. Or wait, 1v1? I think it's a 1v1, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
He gets killed off bomb, unfortunately. They were at least able to bring the trades back in their favor, make it a 1v1. But right there, maybe I couldn't tell if someone was late playing this. If someone holds their green jump out right here, they probably win the round. In the final kill cam right there, you just see that kid just jumped out. I don't know who it was. I think it was Priesta. He just jumped out for free and got a two-piece mid tank. So someone just plays deep mid, holds the green jump out there. They honestly maybe even get a free blood.
Yeah, we're playing a little cautious, and it looks like Minnesota's trying to play a little sneaky, with a little confidence, and it paid off for them right there.
No, it did.
I'm just, sometimes I give a lot of love to our opponents, so right now I'm just going to give a lot of love to Minnesota. They're playing really well, man.
Oh, dude, if another team plays well,
really
I always have to tip my hat to that, right?
Yep. No, they're playing well for sure. All right, what are you seeing now? I'm still a little fuzzy.
Okay, so right here, we did get some bloods exchanged between Dallas and Minnesota. I think it was a 3v2 in Dallas's favor? If I'm not mistaken here. I think Krim gets picked. I'm sorry, bear with me. I only got like 2K bit right here. I'm trying. It's starting to clear up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me here too.
All right, so we have a 3v2 in favor of Dallas here. But Lamar is setting up for the screen push.
Oh no!
Check it.
No.
They didn't check it. Oh, that's so unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
They didn't even make a bad play, to be honest. They were gonna hit out something together, low green.
I pulled that up over here a second ago, and yeah, I saw that happen. Yeah, that's just unfortunate, man.
All right,
God.
they're okay. They're okay. They just have to get
you see it on my face. I'm like,
Yeah, that's just 3v2.
Going down 4-1 is tough. So let's see what other boys respond.
They've lost 2 rounds because of the green hop so far. That's not good. If I were them, work on just controlling green. Even if you're not pushing it, at least holding it. Making sure they can't abuse it on you. They're doing a good job of getting L, like front L, near the bomb site. They're not doing they're getting to the bomb.
Yeah, I can't really say anything, negative about the way we're playing this, other than nothing negative at all. Just saying Minnesota's playing really well, man. I mean, that's all we can say. They're matching up well against us. They're taking gunfights. They're playing smart. They're playing with confidence. They're doing a lot of things that make a lot of sense.
Yeah, their S&D, they definitely have a different pace to them than I would say most CDL teams I've watched. They actually are spreading the map and taking their advantages, which I completely respect it. They're working the map well together. Their late round plays are also pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not over till it's over.
That's true.
It's not over till it's over.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. All right. Can we do it? The 5
It's
rounds
not over till it's
comeback.
over.
Yeah, we've done it before. Let's see if we can make it happen. You know, like I said earlier, I mean, if we're gonna end up taking this L, I'd rather it happened like last season at the beginning of the season, and
Oh yeah.
give us a little bit of a wake up call, show us a couple things that we need to work on. All good, man. We don't get too salty about this. Eye
One
on the
thing, yeah.
prize. Eye on the prize is
Long term, right? It's a long year. It's a long
yeah.
year.
As long as we peak
Yes.
when it matters, that's what matters.
That's what everyone. Yeah. That's well said. Very well put. One thing I've always told all of my teams over the years, and I learned this from some of the older people I've teamed with, like for example Clay, Vicento, Bryce. If you ever lose 2 S&Ds in a series, I have never ever lost 2 S&Ds and been mad after the series. Every time I've ever lost 2 S&Ds in the series, I'm smiling if anything, because I'm happy that's the way I lost. Because if you're winning majority of your respawns, that's an amazing thing. Dallas won another round, 2-5 on the board. Let's go. If you're losing 2 S&Ds a series, you have to look at it as that's not going to happen again. We're going to fix our S&D. If we take at least 1 a series with our respawn being this good, we're not losing, right? So if the worst case scenario happens here, at least you can go back and say, well, we lost 2 S&Ds. That's on us, right? That's on us. We can fix that.
Yep, absolutely.
Ooh.
So many people are placing bets on the games these days, so I hope all of you guys that did place bets on our teams or on their team today, if we end up losing this one, didn't lose too bad. Hang in there.
Listen, the odds in the grand scheme of things gotta be profit, right? There's no way you lose a lot of money on these guys. Like, what? That was the first bet someone's ever lost. No. Hey, don't count them out yet.
I get a lot of tweets now and stuff, about it. So obviously.
I can imagine. I see people put Twitch chats talk about it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, everyone's gambling on these.
Oh man, here comes the push. No.
Not the double vents.
Yeah, the double vents and the double greens. That's been the story of this map so far.
I told you, man, that
not
green.
a good spot to be in, but we'll see what they can come through here on the 2v4.
Green's an important part of this map. It took my teams a few times losing on this map to kind of get the gist that if you have top green like 30 seconds into the round, you're going to be in a pretty favorable spot because you can literally see the whole map. You can make any play you need to make, right?
We're 2v2 now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is ooh, that's not good. I was a little fuzzy. All right, well, we lost it, boys and
Tough
girls.
luck.
We lost it, but I know Crim's not happy. We got to go back to work and try to fix some of those mistakes. 2 S&D losses in this series. Anytime that happens, like FeLo said, you gotta look at that as an opportunity to just get better. So I know the boys will do that this week. So 1-1. I mean, we did this last season. A little bit slower of a start at the beginning of the year, and I know the boys will just work hard to fix it. So.
Oh, dude, and
no
those S&Ds, like, assuming you guys in chat paid attention pretty closely to them, bro. First map, 2 1v1 losses that could have went either way. There's a few rounds you saw yourself where you could obviously tell they weren't all the way on the same page on a few of their like mid-round situations. Like, dude, you clean up a few of those situations, that series looks a lot better than what you think, right? And then obviously going back to the control. 3-2. Yeah, that one, it stings. It definitely stings. You're just gonna. It's like what you said. Do you remember when Minnesota backed up on their one offense to preserve their lives? I promise throughout this year, the more matches you see, the more you will see that even in the early rounds of control. Because it is that hard to win an offense on Garrison. Like, it's not just like people say it just to say it, like, oh, offense Garrison's that hard. No, offense Garrison is genuinely a very hard thing to win. And if you give yourself that defense and secure your defenses, you're just helping yourself, right? You're just helping yourself and your teammates.
Minnesota
so at the
played
end of
great
the
right
day,
there, man. They played really, really good.
yes,
I mean,
on the split end, you have to give them their credit. They obviously knew their strengths going into this match. They knew they were going to lose both hard points, and they knew they were going to have to win 2-3-5 if they wanted to take this series, which is what they did. So I got to respect that. Well played series from Minnesota as well. If anything, I'm sure it gave those guys, the Dallas boys, a lot of fire and a lot to improve on. So, bittersweet, but they'll be good. They'll be back, and a lot to take away. Most
looking at the schedule, who do we have? We have New York, LA Thieves, and who else? London.
Ravens.
Yeah,
Ravens,
okay.
Subliners, then Thieves.
So
That's a good
London,
little
New
progression
York,
there.
and LA. Those are our next 3 games. So we only have 1 match next week. It's going to be against the Ravens. Looking forward to that one. I think that's another match that hopefully we can come back with that fire in us and take a W. And then obviously we've already played New York in the kickoff. We know they're going to improve over time. And then Thieves are definitely going to be a tough matchup. So yeah, this is a rough one today, but lost game 5, 3-2. Minnesota played great. Hats off to them. And the boys will go back to work today.
Yep.
Probably
At the end of the day, kickoff weekend, not a bad series of matches. Definitely, at the end of the day, you get to evaluate kind of where you're at as a team in game modes and maps. So maybe even they realized there were some maps in there that they could have been more comfortable on, whatever it may be. But I'm sure they'll work it out. At the end of the day, it's a game 5. They lost 2 SDs. I still think they played a pretty damn good series, to say so myself, right?
Yep. Yeah, it happens. We can't be too salty about it, and it's just the beginning of the season. So uh, I know our social media team is going to have a little egg on the face after that one, but it's all good. You know, it's all in good fun, and you know we still have these right now. So until somebody takes it from us,
Gotta keep. They're gonna keep working for another one for
we'll
sure.
have those. Yeah,
for sure.
So all right, guys. Well, I don't know how much more we have, Corey, to talk about here. I don't know if you want us to throw it somewhere else. Okay, so before we wrap it up, we're gonna drop one more bit about the NVS membership program, where you guys can meet Rambo Ray through and have a chance to win. We're giving away one of these World Championship rings. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's
Black
icy.
diamonds, guys. Black diamonds.
Black diamonds look great.
Don't catch yourself single next Valentine's Day. Get those black diamonds. Subscribe to the MVS program today. Get that apparel discount today.
Go ahead, fellow.
Let's get it. Look at this. Come on. Come on. Premium A1 apparel. No way you're going in single on Valentine's Day with this and some black diamonds. Get yours today. Let's get it, boys. See you guys next weekend for the match. We're going to be having some London Royal Ravens. Some London Royal Ravens.
Yeah.
Crim 6 versus Haggy. Is that a grudge match or is that a grudge match? Crim 6 versus Haggy. This is going back to the Stone Ages here. Make sure you guys are there. We're gonna have
a good one. All right, everybody, enjoy it and check out this video. And I think FeLo and I are wrapped up after that. We'll see you later.
Later, guys. Have a good one.
Expecting that kind of ice coming out from them, especially their S&D game. I knew they'd be pretty good. I wasn't sure that they were going to be that good. I've also got Enable joining us on the desk. I'm very excited right now. I got to talk to you, Ian. This is kind of wild to me. Minnesota RØKKR, they take the dub against Empire. Is this something that you thought you'd honestly see this early on?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting a RØKKR win here, Lottie. I wanted them to compete. That's it. But they looked unbelievable in the search and destroys. That's definitely their bread and butter game type. And they did what they had to do. They stole a respawn off of Dallas. And they looked great. You know, they can obviously still improve in hard points. They haven't won one yet in the league. But I think working on a respawn is a lot easier than S&D. So seeing them do this well in S&D early is a great sign for the rest of the year.
And that's what we talked about right before the series, right? Like, we were just hoping that this was going to be a competitive series. And that RØKKR were going to show us that they deserve to be discussed in terms of contenders. And I think they did just that, right? Brought us down to earth a little bit on Empire. And, you know, seeing Priesta and attached play like that in the respawns, that's what you want. Priesta was the guy that we highlighted, that he can be hot and cold at times. In his first series versus Thieves was was terrible, to be quite frank. And he just turned up to a whole new level in that next series. And their Search and Destroy looks absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, Hardpoint needs some work, but they did just play the best Hardpoint team in the game, or at least so far from what we've seen. But yeah, I think and their Hardpoints were still pretty close too, right? So I think that RØKKR looks good right now.
That's true. They all need to be on the same page for sure. We've got to talk about Dallas Empire though. Nameless. Obviously, some of the boys weren't having the best day. Shotzi, to name one, wasn't having a great game. Crim 6 in some of those maps wasn't having a great game. Does this now change your mindset about Empire at all?
I think it just brings us down to earth a little bit, right? Like after they won the world championship, right, and all these guys were just dominant last year, and they come into this season, they win 3-0, 3-0. And we're like, okay, wow, these guys are just absolutely incredible. Well, we see them play a little bit of a tougher opponent, and they struggle a little bit, but the hardpoint still looks great, and their Search and Destroy will improve as the year goes on. I still have them as the team to beat right now, right? Like, I still think Empire is that best team in the game at this point. I think that this is what they needed, though. It's going to make them work even harder for that next championship.
And I have to agree. I mean, it was a little bit of a reality check, right? And every team needs that. Sometimes you need that. Because, like you said, they had so much success, especially last year. You know, they might not have been as hungry as they were, and it kind of looked like it. Shotzi had a bad series. Crim didn't play that well. I think the only player who actually did good on Empire was Kyler.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be worried if I was a fan of them, just because some of their superstars didn't play too hot, and it might actually help them in the long run.
Yeah, it definitely might. I think sometimes you've got to be brought back to earth a couple of times.
It helps. It helps more than it
go
hurts.
on to win. Yeah, for sure. Don't get too complacent. And RØKKR allowed that to happen. So maybe Dallas needs to thank them, maybe, after a few of the tears. Enable, you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining us this week. It has been an opening week, and we couldn't have done it without you. So happy Valentine's Day, bro. We absolutely love you. And please come back again.
I had a blast. Okay? I had a blast with both of you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll be back. We'll see. We'll see.
I like that. Okay. Mysterious Enable. Love it. We're going to head to a quick break right now, but when we come back, we're going to speak to Accuracy, the man who was part of the team that took down Dallas Empire. We'll be back right after this.